Week 12 waiver wire rankings right in front of your face live. Breaking down some news, answering your fantasy football questions, hitting the phone lines. The Fantasy Football Show, it begins right now, and it begins right now. Live style, baby.
You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Fantasy Football Show. I'm your man Smitty, and right in front of we got a little bit of redlining going on there. Right in front of your face, well, hold on, let me hit the button. Right in front of your face right now are the Week 12 waiver wire rankings, and we're going to sort them out live and in person right in front of you. Live reaction style. I haven't even looked at how I'm going to do it yet. This is all going to be doing it live. So we'll work through it together. If you guys feel like I'm off base on something, or you feel differently, speak up. We'll try and figure this out together. Right now, I want to make sure the obvious is stated right up above. The obvious is that Rachaad White and Isaiah Pacheco and Deshaun Watson and George Pickens all need to be on teams. You know, if you're in a grandma league, or you're in a league where you have very, very small benches, then Rachaad White and Isaiah Pacheco could be available, but we're not going to talk about them as if they are available, because in I don't know, 80% of leagues they're consumed. You know, so it would be a waste of time. But I want to put them on the screen in case you're sitting there going, well, Rachaad White's available in my league. Well, you better grab him. He's the top pickup of the week for you, Bob. If Isaiah Pacheco's there, he's a top pickup of the week for you, Bob. If George Pickens or Deshaun Watson are sitting there, the top pickup of the week, Bob. It'd take a lap for even asking. Okay, as for the rest of this situation, let's break it down. We've got Mixon injured. Okay, super chats will be answered in the order in which they were received. So drop them like they're hot. I will go through them and filter through them very, very shortly. I'll also go over the voicemails. We'll also probably open up the phone lines. So looking at this right now, we got Mixon injured, concussion, probably not going to be out long term. So that puts a little bit of a time frame or a short window of time that Samaje Perine could even potentially help. But he still needs to be talked about as one of the better pickups of the week. But I don't know that he can be number one or anything, but he could be for 1 week. If you're looking for like a 1 week fill-in, well, who knows? Maybe Mixon's cleared. We'll have more information on Mixon as the day and week unfolds. Right now, if you ask me, the number one pickup of the week has to be between Latavius Murray, I would say Kyren Williams, and maybe even like a James Cook, who is getting more run in Buffalo. I also think Taysom Hill needs to be entered into this equation. We'll talk about why in just a little bit. But Taysom Hill needs to be back on radars. And I'll read a quote from coming straight from New Orleans talking about this situation. But as of right now, also Joshua Palmer needs to be looked at. We got Mike Williams re-injuring himself. Probably not going to be, I would say Mike Williams being healthy the rest of the year is a tall order. So Joshua Palmer needs to be talked about. Peoples-Jones is steady. All right, let's start ordering these. Treylon Burks needs to be talked about. Treylon Burks. Okay. Samaje Perine is the one for you, Mealy. I got you. Perine is trash, says Swaggy. I disagree. I don't think Perine's trash, but he has had a lot of time to prove himself, and he hasn't stepped up, but that doesn't mean that he can't do it right now in this moment of time. If we're going to rank these guys, we're going to put them in order of upside, in my opinion. And Kyren Williams will go to number 1. Lat Murray, based on opportunity, has to probably be number 2. I think James Cook and Burks and Palmer are all pretty close. I'd probably say if you need wide receivers and you can afford to ignore Kyren Williams and Lat Murray, then you probably got to roll. You probably got to roll with Burks or Palmer, Burks. Then we'll put Cook there. I know you're probably asking yourself, hey Smitty, why is this like a 10-way tie for first and second? It's kind of just how I operate, because it's kind of a tier-based type of thing. If I felt like, what's the hype on Hill? I'll get to it, Will. It's kind of like if I felt like there was a number 1, what I would do is do this. I would rank all these guys differently. I'd rank it like this. If I thought Kyren was the top guy, I'd put Kyren in the 1 spot by himself. And then, you know what? I kind of feel that way, actually. So let's do that. Treylon Burks, Latavius Murray. He's kind of in between. Murray's kind of in between. He's kind of the top of the second spot. And then it kind of rolls like that. Then I'd probably say Hill here. And the reason I do that is so you kind of have like a tier bucket of players. Like if you're in tier bucket 2 for the second top guy, according to me, like they're all pretty very, 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 very close for the number 2 pickup of the week, then you know Kyren stands out. So Kyren to me stands out like he sticks out like a sore thumb, because the news today. Let me see. Did I drop that on my screen in time? I think I did. Where is that? Hold on. I gotta pull it up. Your boy Smitty had it. It's not there anymore. But Darrell Henderson has been released from the Rams. Unbelievable what this Rams organization is capable of. One moment they want nothing to do with Cam Akers. The next moment they're releasing their number 1 running back on their depth chart. It doesn't make sense. The Rams don't make sense. The Rams are very, very weird this year. And I don't trust anything they're doing. I don't really trust their running game, period. But Kyren Williams is a talent. Darrell Williams released by the Rams. Entering the year number 1 on the depth chart, but had 2 carries in week number 11's loss to the Saints. Has been held under 6 carries in the last 3 out of the last 4 games. Sean McVay did say the veteran back felt a little something in his knee. I don't know what's going on with that. maybe he gets a shot somewhere else if he's healthy enough. But that leaves the door wide open to. So Cam Akers is not available in a lot of leagues. I'm only going to keep him on screen for a second. He's scooped up in a lot of leagues, so I don't think this is somebody that's sitting on your waiver wire. But if he is, you got to grab him and Kyron Williams. Cam Akers is probably the most likely to get the early down work initially, or to get at least 10 to 14 carries a game. Kyron Williams is going to be your change of pace back, your receiving back. If I had to pick one of these guys to stand out over the other, I would take Kyron Williams. He's penciled into all the PPR work. He's the third down back. He has the capability of grabbing the early down work. I don't think Cam Akers is going to be capable of taking Kyron Williams' third down work. So that's kind of why I rank Kyron over Cam Akers. If Cam Akers is available, though, you do need to grab him, because technically speaking, he's in line set up potentially for starter carries in LA. But Kyron, I feel, will ultimately win the job. I liked Kyron a lot walking into week number 1 and talked about him taking over eventually here. So it's been a long time coming, and he broke his foot, was looking bleak for him, but now he's back in a position to grab a hold and steal this job away. And the Rams are unpredictable. So while most think that it's going to be Akers, or Akers is going to get a lot of the work, and he could, this is an unpredictable situation. McVay's hard to read with running backs, and he always does what you think is the wrong move. He never does what is logical with the running back position. So this is a tough one to buy into. Lat Murray could be a safer pick for you because Melvin Gordon was released. And now Lat Murray's in line for probably all the starter work. But then again, this is Denver. This is Nathaniel Hackett. This is a Hackett job, a horrible situation. Probably still a timeshare in Denver. But Lat Murray is likely to be the lead dog, and I think eventually Kyron will be as well. Burks, I like Burks a lot, but he's taken a long time to develop. But better late than never. He looked pretty good in week number 11, so I'm going to grab this kid, and I'm probably going to say he's a wide receiver 4-5 going forward. And with bye weeks, not this week, but the coming weeks, there's still opportunity to use guys like Burks before they fully prove consistent. So if you need a wide receiver, Burks and Joshua Palmer are fantastic grabs. James Cook is getting more run. They use Singletary a lot, but it looks like they want to run the football a lot with Josh Allen still nursing his elbow a little bit. You might see the Bills run the football a little more than normal, just like we did. We saw them running the ball near the goal line a lot more than we wanted, right? We wanted Josh Allen touchdowns at that 7, 5, and 10-yard line. But they were interested in running the ball, and I think they might continue to run the ball. They ran the ball a little more at the end of the year last year, too. If you remember, Singletary had a really good finish to the season, and so they may lean on the run. Cold weather makes sense. There's some explanation, rhyme, and reason to why the team would lean on the run a little more later on in the season than earlier on. So expect Cook to be an interesting not only grab but potential play in bye week situations and injuries. Now Taysom Hill. Let me pull this information on the screen here. Taysom Hill. This is coming from New Orleans Football's Nick Underhill. Okay, this is coming from Nick Underhill. And this right here, I'll read it to you. Nick Underhill reports Saints coach realized they were underutilizing Taysom Hill's unicorn skill set before week 11. Hill saw his most extensive playing time in a month in the team's week 11 win against the Rams. He rotated snaps with Andy Dalton on the team's first drive and finished the game with 9 rushes for 52 yards. He also completed 1 of 3 passes for 14 yards. My guess right here is that they start using Hill more and more. And I know that we've played this game for the last handful of weeks. I know I said pick him up. He had a 3 TD game. Everybody was excited. Oh my God, Smitty, you called it Taysom Hill, and then he fell flat for weeks. I admit, he's fallen flat for weeks, and it's been hard to hold on to him. But in a very volatile tight end season where you've got Kelsey, you've got maybe Andrews, and I do believe Andrews bounces back, and then a tier break that is bigger than any tier break we've seen in a long time at the position, where you don't know who's number 3. You don't know if it's You don't know if it's Freiermuth. You don't know if it's Knox. You don't know if it's Higbee. There's so many tight ends that are in that like 3 to 10 range. And I think Taysom Hill is deserving of a grab in a volatile tight end environment where you're desperate. You need a spark. And if you're in Yahoo leagues, he's multiple position eligible. I think you need to grab him. If you're in dire need of a tight end, grab him. Juwan Johnson as well. He's been scoring touchdowns. These two guys are the top probably 2 tight ends. Assuming Greg Dulcich is gone, I'm going to take him off the board. He's not available in a lot of leagues. Isaiah Likely still somebody to consider. We'll see how much they use him. Slayton, if you need a wide receiver. Peoples-Jones. Demarcus Robinson will put down at the bottom. He's interesting. If you need a quarterback, you got Heineke. If you need a quarterback, you got Derek Carr. Where's Derek Carr at? Derek Carr is throwing footballs to a guy named Devontae Adams. I think he's pretty safe to say. It's pretty safe to say he's going to get some touchdowns here and there. Samaje Perine, we haven't mentioned him yet. I think because his shelf life will be short because Mixon's suffering a concussion, not a season-ending or relatively, serious knee injury or something. It's a concussion. He's only got so much value. I would say if you need week 12 value, you could rank him up here if you're like, look, it's week 12, that's all I need. Then, and it's a unique scenario for you, but with no bye weeks, I don't know how that's a very likely scenario. So I'm going to put him like around this Cook area. Nico Collins is probably right around where Taysom Hill and those guys would be. You could even say Nico's above him if you needed a wide receiver. Trevor Lawrence is a solid grab if you need a quarterback. We'll put him right there. Paris Campbell is right around the Darius Slayton area. Van Jefferson may be slightly below that. Foster Moreau, let's say Foster Moreau is down near the likely scenario. And Kenny Gainwell is still very intriguing to me. Long term, I think because you don't know what you're getting for a while, you could put him in this territory here, but know that he could like pop up out of nowhere and become somewhat valuable. So if you're looking like downstream a little bit, you're like, I don't really need anything right now, but I am a little worried about like Pierce and some guys I got going on. Maybe you scoop up Kenny Gainwell, just kind of put him real low on that roster and just kind of hold out hope that he gets run. Because if Miles Sanders went down, he would be fairly utilized. This is it right now. I mean, the waiver wire is getting bleaker and bleaker every single week. Again, Rashad White, Pacheco, Deshaun Watson, Pickens are probably not available in about 90% of all leagues. I want to mention them in case you're a Bob out there and you, Bob, have them available and you don't know what to do. There you go. Now you know they're above all these players. Okay. Likely to be available. Not in every league. Not in every league. Some of you play in these leagues where you say to me every single week in the comments, I hear it every single week. Where's my megaphone? Where's my megaphone when I need it? Every single week I hear this.
But Smitty, my league is so good. We are a bunch of sharks, okay? We're the best. My league's the best, Smitty. None of these guys are available every single league. Or
you get the same. It's like the equivalent of a bad dad joke.
I would love to play in one of these leagues where Kyron Williams is available.
Worst joke. This is the worst joke. It's not even funny anymore, okay? Understand this. Just because Kyron Williams is available in one league and not in yours doesn't make your league better. It makes your benches smaller, okay? Sometimes guys can be available. Pickens could be available. Pickens could be available in a league with very small benches. Deshaun Watson could be available in a super flex league with very small benches. It would be ridiculous, but I see it all the time. So everybody's league's different. I try and poll guys that are mostly not consumed in more than 40% of leagues when I threw the waiver wire video together. So Kyron Williams is my pick for the top waiver wire pickup of the week. Let's get on over to the super chats. Appreciate you all. And let's answer some of these bad boys. We got a couple $20 haulers, or at least one I saw come through. Those get handled immediately. Professor Stroke with a $20 hauler. Robert with a $20 hauler. Robert and Professor Stroke, appreciate you both. You get handled immediately. First up was Robert. First of all, let me give you the proper. Thank you very much, kind sirs. Smitty, I have JT Walker, Jeff Wilson. I'm trying to get Tua before the trade deadline. I have Hurts and I think Tyreek Hill. Hurts and Tyreek Hill, Godwin, Myers, Mooney, Nico, Eagles D. Should I trade JT for Tua to stack Tua, Wilson, and Tyreek? Is this a super flex, bro? If it's a super flex, Tua doesn't even come close to JT value-wise. Am I missing something here? No. Robert, not even close, bro. Not even close. Who's your quarterback? I have Hurts, Tyreek Hill. It's got to be a super flex. It's got to be a super flex. Yeah, it has to be because you already have Hurts. So, I don't trade JT even for Tua on a super flex. I don't know who the other quarterback is. Robert, can you tell me what's going on with this? Robert says I have Watson also. This has got to be a super flex. It's PPR. I wait on Watson. JT and Watson crushes Tua. I'm not saying Tua is not better than Watson. I'm just saying it's not super flex. You have Hurts, bro. What are we doing here? Why on earth would you trade JT if you already have Hurts and it's a 1 QB league? Even if it was a super flex, I would say wait on Watson. This is absolute no. Robert, absolute no. Did Robert say it's not a super flex? Okay. Yeah. I have Watson. Robert, no. No, why would you get rid of JT, man? I know what, like, Robert, think about it this way. You start over. You draft today for weeks 12 through 17. Okay, you draft today. JT goes in the top 5. Top 5 overall. Tua is not taken anywhere in the top 3 rounds. Nowhere in the top 3 rounds. Guys, 300 of you in here, only 62 thumbs up. Please wipe your feet on the way in the door. JT is top 5, top 6 overall. Tua's I don't know what round. What round would you guys say Tua would fall in a 1 QB draft for weeks 12 through 17? Okay, so absolutely, bro, your team's stacked. Roll with it. Keep JT. You got Walker, JT, Wilson. You got Hurts. You're balling, bro. Taysom, you got a championship squad here. Don't mess with it. Stacks don't get you any extra points. I know they feel like they do, but they don't. I just traded Juwan Johnson and Lockett for Boyd and Mark Andrews. I also got offered Barkley and Slayton for Walker and Jamison Williams. Not sure about the Barkley trade. Okay, so you got offered Barkley and Slayton for Walker. I'd rather have Walker, but that's me. That's me, bro. I know Barkley's safer. I think most people would take Barkley, but I'd rather have Walker. I can't blame you for wanting Barkley. I honestly can't. Both offenses can be limiting to the running back in the rushing game. So I don't think one's safer than the other. They both have kind of suspect offenses at times. But give me the guy Walker who's going to explode down the stretch. That's been well rested. I can't blame you for wanting Barkley though. I can't blame you. What does the chat think? Skywalker or Barkley? Let's see what the chat thinks. Thank you, Professor Stroke, for your super chat. By the way, you crushed it on your first trade.
Got him.
I mean, straight up smashed on that first. Getting Mark Andrews, absolutely phenomenal. We got one Barkley vote. If Walker gets the same passing work, we got a majority of Walker votes, but we are a Walker community, know that.
Kenneth Skywalker. Kenneth Lightsaber swinging Skywalker.
You heard it. The people have spoken, Professor Stroke. Walker it is. Order in the court. Walker is the decision. Moving forward, thank you for your super chat. Jim with the $20 hauler. And tell him, Oscar boy with a $20 hauler. Both of you bad boys dropping 20 spots. Let's go with Jim's first. Jim says, love the show. The show loves you back, Jimmy. Mahomes, Skywalker, Hopkins, Adams, Kelsey. Your T. You got your little T boy. Little T man. T Higgins. Mixon, Pierce, Rashad White, Tony. If anybody wasn't here for that when when that, I forget who was it? What was his name? Brian or something like that called in. He's like, yeah, I don't want to trade my T. Mixon, Pierce, Rashad White, Tony. Traded Pollard and DK for ETN. Pollard and DK for ETN. I could take that to the bank. No, that's fine. I mean, look, Pollard and DK is a good value. You didn't smoke him. He got good value. If he needed 2 players, he needed a wide receiver. Tony Pollard could be that good. But I definitely love getting ETN on this squad. Full PPR 8-man league. An 8-man league, you can overpay too because the waiver wire is very deep. Everybody's team is stacked. You got Skywalker, you got ETN, you got Hopkins, Adams, Kelsey, Mixon, T. Higgins. You could easily overpay. This is the kind of league in an 8-man league where you can throw in a player. So I don't mind this move at all, to be honest with you. I think you did excellent work here. Pollard and DK for ETN. I wouldn't say got him because I love Pollard and DK, but you definitely did a good trade here in an 8-man league.
You've just been smitten.
Appreciate you and your super chat there, Jimbo. Now Oscar Boy is up. Oscar Boy says Josh Allen, 7-4. Josh Allen, Higgins, JJ, Jonathan Taylor, Pierce, B-Rob, Dillon, Knox, DJ Moore, Higbee may need to divide and conquer JJ for ETN and Mike Evans. I would take ETN and Mike Evans for JJ. You may not. Someone may not. Or JJ and B-Rob for ETN and CD. ETN and Mike Evans or ETN and CD. I really like Mike Evans going forward. I know I like CD Lamb more, but I think Mike Evans and Tom Brady and this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team's going to start going on a tear because Tom Brady's got nothing else going on. Football is his family now. Football, he's excited for football. You could see it in his eyes. He looks like he's 25 years old again in his eyes, twinkle in his eyes. When he's talking about football, doing interviews, this guy is turning to football, and he's going to unleash the beast. But I don't know. I still think I'd probably trade B-Rob away to upgrade Evans into CD Lamb. Give me the CD Lamb deal. Anything else you can do? No, that's you're going in a good direction. I guess Josh Allen, Higgins, JJ, JT, Pierce. I don't think you need to divide and conquer to the degree you're saying you need to, but I certainly feel like CD Lamb and ETN would be a smart move regardless of whether you need to divide and conquer. So I totally Smitty approve that approach.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I like JJ, bro, but you're getting either Evans or CD Lamb, and while they're below JJ, ETN is an extremely amazing player to get for that drop-off, bro. So we have a couple of people saying take the CD Lamb approach. ETN and CD, easy. ETN and CD. East Coast Tatty dropping 5. East Coast Tatty dropping 5 exclusive YouTube memberships in the chat. East Coast Tatty. Who got him? East Coast Tatty gave to David. He doesn't choose. He gets done at random. Aurora. Big Drop got one. Faith Life Sports. Zach. Friend got one. Appreciate that East Coast Tatty dropping that 5 exclusive membership biscuit there. Yeah, Oscar boy, I like where you're headed with this, bro. Do it live. Do it live, Oscar. Appreciate you, man. Kanks with a super chat, a $20 hauler. It's my guy. Okay. I have Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, Walker, Sanders, Gus, Lat Murray, Kyron, D-Hop, Sutton, Ayuk, Watson, Campbell, Higbee. I was offered St. Brown and Monty for Burrow and Sutton. That's tough. I'd probably say, I mean, you could use the wide receiver. Let's be honest. But I don't like getting rid of Burrow. He's balling out, bro. Could Aaron Rodgers suffice with St. Brown going into the lineup? Man, is Deshaun Watson available? Like, do you have any other opportunities aside from A-Rod? If A-Rod doesn't work out, what's the chat think here? Keep Burrow or St. Brown and Aaron Rodgers enough to get it done? I kind of feel like you're getting rid of the best player in the deal, and I always kind of hate that. I love St. Brown, but I don't know, bro. I'd almost rather just roll with Christian Watson and Ayuk with D-Hop than start thinking, okay, let's take Burrow out of this lineup. Guys, 328 of you in here and only 92 of you have wiped your feet at the front door. Please wipe your feet and subscribe if you're new.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and wipe your feet at the door.
Please hit that thumb up button for your boy Smitty, okay? Out here grinding. All I need is those thumbs up. It feeds me. Feed Smitty. Burrow. Nobody likes this, Kinks. Nobody likes this. It's not a good move. I was offered St. Brown and Monty for... Oh. I guess I didn't realize Monty was in this. I don't know why I missed that. Does it change anything that Montgomery's involved in this? St. Brown and Monty for Burrow and Sutton. Maybe I did read that, but does that change it for anybody? Does anybody like Monty enough to do this deal? Given that he's got Walker, Sanders, Gus, Edwards, Lat, Murray, Kyron. It's kind of a nice move for the rest of his lineup, though. I'm sorry I missed the Montgomery part in that Kinks. Does that change anything for anybody? St. Brown. Does anybody like that? Let me leave that right here. Doesn't change anything. Monty, running back 1. Let's go, says Buddy. I don't know why they rank him so high every week. No. Monty would be your 3-4. No. St. Brown is definitely mid. Keep Burrow. Pass. Nobody likes the Kinks. Burrow deserves more. I'm going to agree with my chat. Drake, thank you for the super chat, my guy. Drake dropping a 20-watt on screen. Drake, my guy. 12-man PPR. Will I win the chip? QB is Dak, Watson, running back JT Stevenson, ETN, Zeke. Wide receivers Jamar Chase, McLaurin, Pickens, Tony, Odell Beckham Jr., and Njoku Komet. What can I do? You've got a good team. You need Watson to come in and be good. ET and JT's fire. Chase, you need Chase back. I don't think if you're 7-4, you can wait on Chase. So I think, like if you could trade Zeke and McLaurin for an Evans, you could trade Zeke and Njoku or Komet for Andrews. Do those, bro. Those would be Smitty.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Those would be fire. Andrews or Mike Evans or a wide receiver equivalent to Mike Evans using Zeke and McLaurin. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably not going to get a Lamb, but maybe you could get an Evans or, someone like Debo before walking into this week. Where Debo is like, we talked about this before the game. Debo's either going to fail in this game and worry everybody, or he's going to have one of those games where, he does a lot on the ground and takes a catch like from the 5 yards downfield, like 70 yards for a touchdown. And that's exactly what Debo did. So you need to find a player like that. And a player like that comes to mind is Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans is the easiest to acquire wide receiver 1 in fantasy football right now. Drake, I appreciate your $20 hauler. And I think you got this, bro. I think you got this. Come to me with another offer if you got anything specific we can go on. Problem, blessed with a 20. Thank you, Problem. Appreciate you. Problem says, question 1. In 5th place, set my lineup. Full PPR, 1 QB, 1 flex, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver. Hurts, Tua. I'm going Hurts. I'm not sitting Hurts. I like Tua. You can play matchups. I understand that. But I'm starting Hurts. Let's pull up real quickly. I'll pull up the schedule. Just so I can give you all of the best advice I can. So we got the Dolphins at home against the Texans, though. I love that matchup. Jeez. But that Green Bay, in Philly, Sunday night game, Green Bay, I still can't. I'm starting Hurts. I understand why somebody might go Tua. I'm not against that, but I certainly couldn't. So I'm gonna go Hurts, and I believe it's Hurts, not Hurst, that you have there. So Hurts, JT, and Etienne and Walker are your 2 running backs in flex play. I can already tell you right now, I'm not sitting one of those guys. It sucks you got Jeff Wilson just sitting there. Maybe you make a trade. You got Tua and Jeff Wilson. Maybe you make a trade trading Tua and Jeff Wilson for, I don't know, some monster wide receiver like JJ. You know what I'm saying? Your wide receivers are going to be A.J. Brown and probably St. Brown. And I'm probably putting DK on the bench. And you can use DK, you can use Jeff Wilson, you can use Tua to upgrade your Pat Freiermuth into a Mark Andrews. So your starting tight end is going to be Freiermuth, AJ Brown, Freiermuth, St. Brown. Your 3 running backs, and Jalen Hurts if it's me. But I'm making a trade. I'm going and getting JJ using a combination of those players that we couldn't start, or use one of them to upgrade into Mark Andrews, and then you've got an unstoppable team, my guy. An unstoppable squad. Thank you, Problem, for your super chat. Okay, I'm opening up the phone lines briefly. Hopefully this does not freeze my screen. So far, so good. So far, so good. Am I frozen? I'm not frozen yet. Little choppy. We made it. Phone lines are open. Go.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right, we're going to take a couple calls here. Bye weeks, there are no bye weeks this week. Know that. No bye weeks. Let me put that on screen so everybody knows what is up with that. No bye weeks. It's fantastic. But then we hit the buys again right after. And then we got some voice messages as well. My boys are leaving voice messages like crazy right now. This is Blake.
I need help with the tight end space. I have a lot of running backs, and I could make a move, I guess, using 2 of them to obtain a Travis Kelce. Here's what I have. Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor,
hold on, bro.
Rashad White, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne. Who should I trade away to get Travis Kelce?
Travis Kelce. Blake, we'll hit that one in a second. Let me. What's up, man? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Yeah, you're talking to Swaggy Pig.
What's up, Swaggy? How's it going?
Yeah, I just called to ask a quick question though. I sent Cooper, Jamal Williams for Diggs. That's a good trade.
Cooper and Jamal for Diggs.
Jamal Williams.
Amari Cooper for Diggs. Absolutely take Diggs in a run, bro. Like I get that Cooper and Jamal are playing well, but like Diggs is Diggs, man. You could argue number 2 wide receiver in fantasy football, or some would say 1. Yeah. Some would say 1, but do it.
Okay, thank you.
Punch it. Hey, that's why. You what?
I have one more question though, Smitty.
Yeah.
I got a situation though, because I got Dak Prescott, right? But then I got Paula and I got Schultz. So I don't know if I should start all 3 pledges though for one team.
If they're your best players, man, you got to play them. And Dallas has an offense that can score a lot, even when they're having a bad game. But I think, I wouldn't mind making a trade, bro. I wouldn't mind trying to acquire Mark Andrews, like I keep telling everybody to do. You get a Mark Andrews in this situation, like using Schultz and some backup players, whatever. Try and make a trade. Trade one of your tight ends for Mark Andrews and give up something else.
All right, Smitty, thanks. I appreciate you.
All right, man.
God bless you.
Yep, appreciate you. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Hello? Hello?
Yo, what's up, Smitty?
What's up?
So my trade deadline is on the 30th, and could I just give you my team, and could you give me some advice on some possible trades to target before?
Yeah, hurry, because I got to roll on this. Go ahead.
All right, QB is Josh Allen, then Saquon, and Kenneth Walker. And then I got Diggs, Debo, Keenan Allen, Gabe Davis, Brandon Ayuk, and then Dalton Schultz at tight end. And I got Rashad White, Paris Campbell, and Deshaun Watson on my bench.
Okay.
And Tony, but I'm probably going to drop him.
All right. And so your question is what?
Just if you any trades you could think of, or any players you'd be looking to get rid of before the 30th.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Like looking at this, like Debo looks a lot better today than he did yesterday, doesn't he? So on paper or on a board, it just looks different. And that's what we knew could happen. We said it last night. We're like, he's either going to fall flat on his face again and just completely worry the heck out of everybody, because if Debo came out with 40 yards or something, that's it, then it was going to be a panic time. But he also could come in and take one of Jimmy G's short yardage passes down, 70 yards downfield or something, which he did. So Debo, Diggs, Walker, Barkley, Allen, not worried about any of those guys in terms of like needing to upgrade them. I think it just comes down to Keenan Allen, Gabe Davis, Ayuk, Dalton Schultz, like that, and you got Rashad White, you got Deshaun Watson. Somebody's got to be QB needy. Go to the QB needy team, see if you can give them Watson and Keenan Allen for one wide receiver. See if you can go to the Andrews owner. Maybe they need a QB, ironically or something. There's all kinds of moves you could make with this trio of wide receivers here at your wide receiver 3. The Allen, the Gabe Davis, the Ayuk, Schultz, the Rashad White, the Deshaun Watson. Just start packaging them together and just throwing two for one, 3 for 1. I feel like you could easily. Yeah. I feel like you could easily do that. I don't think it'd be that hard. Or like Ayuk had a pretty good game. You could throw Ayuk and Schultz for Andrews. You could throw in for the QB needy team. You could probably give Watson and Ayuk for their high-end wide receiver 2 or something. Like I could see you getting St. Brown. Go after St. Brown using Ayuk and Keenan Allen, or if they needed a quarterback, Deshaun Watson and Ayuk for St. Brown. St. Brown's pretty acquirable. Mike Evans is pretty cheap. Andrews is pretty cheap. Those are all guys I'd go acquire.
Okay, cool.
All right, bro. Yep.
Later.
All right, I got Ryan Kilpatrick on the phone and somebody else. Let's start with the somebody else because they were there first. Who am I talking to? You're live.
Identify yourself.
Yo, what's up, Smitty? It's Drizzy Drew.
Drizzy Drew. What's up, Drizzy?
Yes, sir. Basically, ultimately, my question is for what you would do on my receiver 2 position. So I'll run down through you my team real quick. Oh shit.
Hello? Oh man. You crap the bed. You got to get back in line. You can't walk up and say, "Oh, I don't have my team on me." If it's not in here, it's not in here. Your team's not in here. It's not in here. Get back in line. Kilpatrick, you're up.
What's going on, Smitty? How you doing tonight?
What's up?
I have a pretty straightforward question. I need to start 2 of the 3.
Okay.
I have David Montgomery, I have Rashad White, and I have Leonard Fournette. Just wanted to hear what you wanted to say. I figure Rashad White and Monty to go in, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you can't start Fournette. Come on, we don't know what's going on with Fournette.
Now, if I were to throw in another running back into the mix like Jeff Wilson, does that make it more complicated? Because I do want to start Jeff Wilson, so I'm like just trying to figure this out. Monty, Jeff Wilson, Rashad White, 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I mean, you go you probably go Wilson, and I would say we gotta wait on Monty and White. We gotta kind of get a feel for what it looks like in that Tampa Bay running back room. I don't think we have the answer for that. I could just tell you.
All right, Smitty.
I could just tell you, but then like I'd just be making stuff up, bro. Be like, yeah, go ahead. Like we need to wait. But I think Monty. Well, I think Wilson's your lock, and maybe we'll even wait on Monty. Maybe it is White. I'm sorry, it's who was your other option? It was Monty, White,
or Leonard Fournette.
But you're deciding between two of the three. You're starting between two of the three, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Two of the four, or two of the four, right? Two of the four.
Exactly.
So we'll go with Wilson for right now is the only lock. And then I think we need to wait on this one. It's not going to be Monty or Fournette. It's not going to be Fournette. It's going to be Monty or White. But hit me later in the week when we really know what's going on, when we start hearing about Rachaad White's workload and all that, okay?
Yeah, I'll call that, bro. No problem.
All right. Hey, guys, I'm going through the rest of the Super Chats in 1 second. I'm just going to clear these phone calls out, and then we're going to close the phone line for a brief moment, get through the Super Chats, and come back to the phone lines. First up is, let's see, that was Kilpatrick, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Kilpatrick. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Second chance, Steven. You were up, bro.
Hey, Smitty.
What's up, buddy?
All right, let me run through my team real quick because I have a trade offer and I'm trying to, go through you before I go and accept this or decline it.
Okay.
All right, my quarterback is Joe Burrow. My running backs are Eckler, Chubb, and ETN. I'm in a 2-flex league, so I'm just going to name my full starting roster.
Okay.
And then my wide receivers are Waddle, T. Higgins, and that last flex spot, I don't know what to do with yet. It was Kadarius Toney, but I don't really know whether to put him in now or not.
No, bro.
It's either him or Kareem Hunt.
He's hurt right now, bro, so he's not in there.
All right, so Kareem Hunt, I guess. And then my tight end is Everett.
All right. What are we looking at here? You just want to know if you make any trades or?
That, and I have a trade offer on the table right now.
What is it?
If you might accept this.
What is it?
It's Chubb for Aaron Jones and Tyler Lockett, or Aaron Jones and Pittman.
You be trading Chubb away for Aaron Jones and Lockett? You could get wait, hold on. You could get Aaron Jones and Lockett for Chubb?
Yes.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
No, bro. The answer is no.
Okay. That's what I figured.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on. If someone dangles a little carrot.
I just want to make sure.
Someone dangles a little carrot in front of you, like, here's Lockett. I'll give you Lockett. Trade me your best player, and I'll give you this carrot. No, bro. Second chance, Steven. That's why we call you Second Chance Steven, my guy, because you bounce back like no other I've seen. You and the Bruce. You got thick skin. That's a very good quality and characteristic of who you are, bro. To be able to bounce back. Don't let anybody hold you back, bro. You just come back strong each time, Second Chance Steven. I believe in you. Your team is your team's very good. I probably let it ride. You got 3 amazing running backs. Little T. Higgins. Little T. Higgins and Waddle are phenomenal wide receivers considering your running back arsenal that you got there. You got this, bro.
All right, so no trade right now?
Not that trade, bro.
Anything really good?
Nothing I see right here, unless you're going to divide and conquer properly, like take Chubb and turn him into a St. Brown and, like take Eckler and turn him into St. Brown and Walker or something like that. Or you trade Eckler and turn him into Walker and Mark Andrews. You know, unless you're doing something crazy like that. This is a no-go, bro.
There's a team who's come to me for Eckler for Kenneth Walker and Mike Evans.
Wait, say it again?
Eckler for Mike Evans and Ken Walker.
Eckler for Walker and Evans? You're telling me you can get Walker and Evans for Eckler?
You've just been Smitty.
I would do that. I would smash that, bro. Okay. Look, I like Walker quietly as much as I like Eckler. Don't tell anybody. That's between just you and me. Second chance, Steven, okay? Don't. I could lose my reputation if I start, you start telling people that I would draft Walker over Eckler. But I quietly like it, okay? And you get Mike Evans on top of that. You don't have to throw anything back. Like, you're not holding back from me saying, "Oh, but he wants my T. He wants my little T Higgins." If it is truly a 2-for-1, smash it, bro. Smash it. Get Mike Evans into that flex spot at the cost of dropping from Eckler to little Kenneth Walker. You know we have this little clip, this little animation on Kenny Walker, right? Second chance. Let me play it for you.
Yes, I love it.
Kenneth Skywalker. Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker.
Smash that trade. Go. I don't care what anybody tells you. Don't trade Eckler. Trade Eckler. Eckler's gone. Everybody's bags are packed all the time, bro. You get Mike Evans. Give me a break.
All right, Smitty. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, later, man. Okay. Next up is hey, Kilpatrick. You still there?
Oh, yeah, I'm still here, Smitty.
What's up? Do you have another question? What can I help you with, Kilpatrick?
Only other thing I have to ask you, between
you never hung up.
Latavius Murray and Samaje Perine.
Yeah.
Like, who would you pick those two out of all? Like, I only have the 6th waiver priority, so I'm probably not getting either. But if I'm going to chase one, which one?
I love my callers, man. I love my people. I could hang out with you guys all day long. You guys are like, don't take this the wrong way. You guys are like Howard. This is like the Howard Stern show here. You guys are all like my Baba Booey, all my Baba Booies and Beetlejuices out there. Like, it's unbelievable. I could hang out with you all day long. I've already helped Kilpatrick. He just sat on the line. He didn't hang up. He's still there. He's.
I'm sorry. Hanging out with you, man. It takes us 10 minutes to get on with you.
I know. Lat Murray and who? Lat Murray and give me this again because I totally lost my train of thought. Lat Murray and what?
And P. Ryan. I'm probably not getting either one. I have such low waiver priority, but I was just wondering which one I should go after out of the two.
Look, Lat Murray's got not only the now but longevity, whereas P. Ryan's got like maybe a 1 week shelf life, and then he's on borrowed time, right? Because Mixon's coming back. I mean, Lat Murray for me. Unless you just need this 1 week of production, and let's say Mixon's out. Mixon may not even be out. We don't know. We got to wait on Mixon. But I'll take Lat Murray. And don't forget to look at the beginning of this video. Beginning of the video, I do the waiver wire show. So, you have all these other players to look at, in terms of, that's at the beginning of the show, in terms of who to pick up. But I'll go Lat Murray, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, you can hang there if you're quiet. I'll let you sit there. In case you got something else you want to ask, just don't mouth breathe into the phone, and you can sit there if you want. You can co-host. I'll let you ride as a little bit of a phone call co-host for a little while. Go ahead and sit there. I'll call upon you sometimes and have you unmute. Okay. Oh wow, Sean is on hold. Oh wow. You're still there?
Hello.
What's up, oh wow, Sean?
Yeah, I'm here.
What can I do for you?
Hi. Hi. So, I got a trade offer. He offered me Saquon Barkley and Kenneth Walker for Diggs and Alvin Kamara. And I was wondering, I can run you through my team real quick if you want to know it.
Yeah, read to me your running backs and wide receivers only. That's all we really need to know.
Okay. Yeah, I have Kamara, Connor, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, and DeAndre Swift. Those are the notable ones.
Give me your whole team again. Let me make sure I give you the right advice here. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Kamara.
Yeah, Kamara. Okay.
James Conner.
All right.
Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, and DeAndre Swift. Those are the notable ones.
Okay, and you're okay. So you want to trade Barkley and Walker, or no? You have Diggs and you have Diggs and Kamara.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trading Diggs and Kamara for Barkley and Walker. So if you do that, then you're gonna have Chase, Cooper, and Adams. And your record? What's your record?
I'm 6-5 right now.
And you can start two running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 1 flex.
Right.
Okay.
2 wide receivers,
So if you right now, if you trade Diggs, you're gonna replace Connor with Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, you're gonna replace Kamara with Barkley.
Yeah. Connor with Walker
or Walker with Chase.
Diggs with
Cooper. I'm sorry. Hold on. No, wait. Yeah. This is tough. What's the chat think on this?
My only concern was I feel like right now, if I just write it out, I kind of have one receiver on the bench. I have either Amari Cooper or Jamar Chase on the bench in the playoffs, and I guess my running backs aren't the strongest, so I was seeing whether there was something I could do with them. But I guess I have DeAndre Swift if he comes back.
This is tough because Barkley and you could argue Barkley and Diggs are pretty close. I think most would probably rather have Barkley. Push comes to shove, but Diggs is pretty darn good, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes down to Walker and Kamara. I'd rather have Walker, but then there's the wide receiver factor. I think because this player can go into your flex spot and you said you're good on making the playoffs, you're locked in?
Yeah, I'm locked in.
I think I keep Kamara and Diggs, take Barkley and Walker, Diggs, Kamara. It's pretty torn. The chat's pretty torn, man. Diggs, Kamara. I don't know, man. This is really, really tough. You know what? I'm gonna lean. Yeah. I'm gonna lean. Stay where you're at. As much as I want you to have a RB. The problem is though, Connor's really your RB2 though, right?
Yeah, Connor. I have Connor, DeAndre Swift, and I have Cordell Patterson and Rashad White as well. But
that's such a tough move. Barkley and Walker. Kamara and Diggs, the chat is completely torn. Yeah, I'm gonna say stay where you're at. Kamara and Diggs, bro. I hate saying that because I like Walker, but I mean, I'd rather you have Diggs.
Okay.
Yeah, but trust your gut though. It's close, bro. It's I could see you call me back at the end of the show and I'd be like, I'd take Walker and Barkley.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's just it's tough for me to rely on Jamar Chase as my only other receiver because I don't know if he gets injured again or something. Then it's
Why don't you try getting Walker using Amari Cooper and Swift?
Amari Cooper and Swift? Okay, I can try that.
Dude, go get Walker, bro. Smash that.
Yeah, I've tried Connor.
That's what we're talking about.
I tried Connor and Amari Cooper for Walker, and he didn't want to accept. He asked me for Chase, and
Yeah.
you said Chase and someone for Walker, but would you do some Chase and like DeAndre Swift or something for Walker?
No, I'd try and do Amari Cooper and Swift. Amari Cooper came off a big day, bro. You could use that to your advantage.
Okay.
You know, and if you can't get Walker,
Okay.
go after somebody else. Go after ETN. Go after. Keep going down the list of guys right around that range. Because I think Amari Cooper and Swift's coming back. Maybe Swift ends up taking over your number 2 spot over Connor. They're saying he's practicing in full again, and I don't know. Maybe he starts to rise back up. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
And one, okay.
Kilpatrick, you want to weigh in on this? You're still there, right?
Yeah, I'm still here, man.
Kilpatrick, you taking Diggs and Kamara, or you taking Barkley and Walker?
Barkley Walker.
Barkley Walker. You heard Kilpatrick. He doesn't sit there in stealth mode for nothing, bro. Comes out with a weapon, fires off. Look, you could go either way. I personally would trade Swift and Amari Cooper right now for one player. I'd rather than even go down this road. And one of those targets would be Walker. One of them would be ETN. Who's your tight end?
Higbee.
Yeah. You got this, bro. Call back with another offer, and we'll help you out.
Okay, thank you.
All right, later.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, next caller, you're up. You're the only one left. I got Kilpatrick sitting there, and then you. So who are you? You're live.
Identify yourself.
Hey, Smitty, this is Buddy.
What's up, buddy?
Here and there on the edge.
Hey, buddy.
Not a lot, man.
Good, buddy.
Just wanted to say thanks for all the awesome content, helping us all out. Yeah, it's going to be a sad day when the football season ends this go around. But so, anyways, I'll run it down for you. 10-team PPR. I'm sitting in second place at 7-4. So I have Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Hawkinson, and Godwin at flex. And then my bench is Michael Carter, Raheem Mostert, Isaiah Pacheco, Harris Campbell, and Mooney. I've got one bench spot open, but I got Marquise Brown on the injury reserve.
Okay.
So I was offered Aaron Jones or Dalvin Cook straight up.
I'd take it.
And I'm kind of torn on this because, well, that's what I was thinking too. I'm going to take it, but the thing that tore me so much is that, like, Aaron Jones, I guess, has a pretty standard, decent floor with this huge, massive ceiling, whereas, like, Dalvin Cook's been kind of cut short in a lot of his weeks. I don't know what your take is on that.
But
playoff-wise, Dalvin Cook is a smash.
Two things I feel like you could trade Cook for higher. So if you make this trade and you want to work another trade, I think Cook's got more trade value. Number two, as much as I doubt Cook in some ways and I worry about his shoulder and everything, can you get Madison off waivers? I don't know if you can get Madison off waivers.
Yeah, surprisingly, he is available. The Cook owner does not have him.
I would make this trade, and then I would take Madison. Aaron Jones, not only do I worry about, what are we looking at in terms of his production, just inconsistent, but dude's an injury risk, and I don't know that he's going to be consistent. The feel I get with Aaron Jones is the feel we've all kind of seen like unfold the entire year's inconsistency. Like he's up, he's down, he's up, he's down. You can't count on him, man. Cook may not be the best fit for this Minnesota passing geared attack, and I've said that all year, but he's ripping off one big run here and there because that passing attack does spread the defenses out. So while he's getting less work, at least there's an opportunity for him to have a wide open, hole that he can rip off a 40, 50-yard run on. I would rather have Cook. Aaron Jones is too risky for me.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and accept that now.
Yeah, but pick up Madison and then shop Cook. Shop Cook. I would shop him. I think you
still have a week left until the deadline, I think.
Yeah.
And then I was going to ask, I've always wanted to upgrade the tight end position. Hawkinson's not bad. I guess he's sitting at like the third spot right now. Travis Kelce owner, he's never going to budge, and I played him this week.
Yeah.
But the Andrews owner, he's made it known that he might want to shop him now because just to keep him in the run. So I didn't know if offering too much like Hawkinson. I don't know who else you would consider pairing with him. I think I tried one of the running backs on my team because he's low on running back, but he didn't want to take it. So I didn't know if offering Godwin was way too much for that. I'm guessing it is.
Godwin for Andrews?
Yeah, but of course, I'm thinking it's too much, but of course you have to throw in Hawkinson because the other guy, the Andrews owner, does not have another tight.
What can he throw in?
Oh, man. He can throw in. Let's see. You want me to run down his list?
Well, just give me a couple names of some possibilities.
Yeah, he's not going to get rid of Mixon. He has Najee, Pittman, Devontae Smith, Scary Terry, and the bench. The only notable person is Pickens.
Scary Terry?
Yeah, he's got Scary Terry.
He probably wouldn't throw him in, but I would of course take Scary Terry and Andrews. Honestly, bro, I don't think it's that crazy for you to trade Godwin and Hawkinson for Andrews, but at the same time, you don't really have the depth yet with Hollywood Brown not back to pull that move off. Can you trade Hollywood and Hawkinson for Andrews? I would do that in a heartbeat.
I definitely will try. I'll try that first.
Mooney's looking good, man. Mooney and Hawkinson for Mark Andrews might work too.
Okay.
Godwin, Godwin's tough because I like Godwin a little bit right now, but I'd rather have Andrews. I'd rather have Andrews over Godwin straight up. But you throw in Hawkinson and you need to start balancing the scale a little bit. Pittman's kind of interesting, but I don't know if that's enough. Who does he have at running back?
He has Najee, Mixon. I've tried to go after Mixon, especially the early part of the year, early part in the year, and he was not budging at all. So, other than that, his running backs are really god awful. That's why I was trying to throw him in like a Mostert, somebody that I'm not going to look down in the playoff run.
Yeah,
it's going to be some pretty difficult matchups.
I would try Mooney or Hollywood. Hollywood specifically. Hollywood and Hawkinson's pretty decent if Hollywood comes back. So try and throw him that.
Okay.
All right, bro.
And then one last thing.
Yep.
I'm going to let somebody else get the line. But so I was hungry for some wins for the past couple of weeks.
Who is it?
And I traded Jamar Chase and Connor for King Henry. Was that a mess up with Chase coming back? I kind of did it because Connor's injury prone and Chase we don't.
No, it's fine.
We're hoping that he smashes, but at the same time.
I think people would accept that trade now with Chase being almost ready to come back, let alone when you did it. So it's fine. Okay. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
I'll shoot those trades out, and I'll chime back in later. Appreciate you, man.
All right, bro. Later. All right, Johnny, you've got 20 seconds because I got to get to these super chats. I'm hanging up on you in 20 seconds, so go. 20, 19,
Oh, wow. Okay.
18.
Let me give you the condensed version then.
Mm-hmm.
Am I starting Juju Smith-Schuster, Latavius Murray, or who's the last person? Sorry. Keenan Allen.
Juju we don't know how he's doing yet. Keenan Allen and Lat Murray. I'd probably go Keenan Allen, assuming Keenan Allen's looking full go.
Keenan Allen. Okay.
Yeah, as long as he's full
go. If you had to pick between Foreman, I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but between Deontay Foreman, and Latavius Murray, who would you pick?
Foreman, assuming everything looks good with Foreman too. But we need to head a little deeper into the week before I can lock any of those in. But Foreman, assuming he's healthy and good to go, and I just don't trust Lat Murray. I don't trust Denver. I don't trust Hackett. I don't trust the run game. I don't trust anything. Foreman's up and down, of course, but Baker Mayfield's obviously a monkey wrench, thrown into the equation. So I don't really judge Foreman fully yet.
Yeah. No, if I played Latavius last week, I would have won. And, I'd be a playoff.
Yeah, I mean he's safer. He's safer unless we feel really good about Foreman's situation. But we'll have to play that by ear. Foreman this week, what did Foreman finish with? It wasn't great, right?
He had 2.2.
Yeah,
in my half PPR league.
It was pretty bad. It was 11 carries for 24 yards. Not looking good, but there's a pattern here. 118 yards, 23 yards, 130 yards and a touchdown. Or no, let me back up. 118 yards with 3 TDs, 23 yards. 130 yards with 1 TD, 24 yards. That's the way Foreman operates, man. Like that was a tough game, but he's entrenched in as the running back one. They play each other this week, don't they? They play each other this week. I don't know, man. Lat Murray, I just don't know that I trust that situation. Let me look at some things.
It's if Mixon comes back, it's all moot anyway. But I'm in must-win territory, and I got to rely on one of these guys.
The thing is,
unfortunate.
With Melvin Gordon cut and with Chase Edmonds out multiple weeks, they've got Marlon Mack, and that's it, right? So it's going to be the
unless they bring someone else up the practice squad.
Yeah, it's going to be the Lat Murray show. I wouldn't be surprised if they signed Darrell Henderson.
Yeah, that would really complement things there.
I mean, here's the thing though, Lat Murray. Tell me if you tell me if you like this. 3.3 yards per carry in week 8, 2.7 in week 10, and then last week 2.9 yards per carry. So I mean, I don't know.
But it's awful. But he's got in like 66% of the games he gets to the end zone.
Yeah. He is a TD threat.
It's really a
give me Foreman for now. Give me Foreman for now. Give me Foreman for now. All right, man. I gotta let you go. Appreciate you.
Okay.
All right, Kilpatrick. This is where we part ways, young man. I thank you for riding co-host there silently. He has initiative. Kilpatrick said, "I'm going to co-host the show before Smitty's not going to even know it." He just sat there on the phone line, didn't hang up. Look at him. Kilpatrick, look at the drive in this man. Kilpatrick, you're a hard worker.
Yes, sir, Smitty. I do it for all of us.
Yeah, anything else you got before I hang up on you?
Drop one, Tony Robertson Jr., A.J. Dillon.
Drop one.
Yes, sir.
Tony Brian Robinson Jr. or who was the third one?
A.J. Dillon.
Probably got it. Tony went from being, God, what a depressing performance out of Tony. And I don't want to hear he got injured. Smitty, don't get mad at him. Like I'm mad at him. I am mad at him. Hamstring. We don't know if he it was sore and they just held him back or if he pulled it. You know, this is the same injury. Like I think that he was like upset about playing time in New York and they got rid of him because of his attitude. God, this guy's like, he's a walking Josh Gordon. He's a walking Josh Gordon. This is what I said over and over and over. And I got pulled into the hype. I said it from the beginning. You guys know I was saying he was reckless. He was headbutting people, lands on his arms. He's injury prone. What's he do? I get pulled into the hype. He goes right out, gets hurt right away. I probably dropped Tony, but I can't say that I for sure feel like this is the end of it. There might be another hype buildup that a lot of people aren't going to want to be involved in. They're like, forget it, I'm not doing that again. But there could be a reemergence of Tony at some point to, if he gets healthy. But I would say probably keep the healthy players. I don't think I could drop A.J. Dillon because if A.J. Dillon got in there, he would be valuable. So I'm probably going to keep A.J. Dillon. I'm not dropping Brian Robinson yet. Make a trade. Trade one of them. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Have a good night.
Later. All right, super chats. I'm sorry, guys, for the delay. This one's from Yusuf. Yusuf, are you still here? Yusuf, I got you right here, my guy. Hey, Smitty, this week, and rest of season, Gano or McPherson. I would say whichever one's, everyone's scoring is a little different. Let me just check my scoring in one league here. Well, I would say McPherson, but leaders, kickers, I mean, this is just one of those situations where it's like, you go with what's working, bro. You go with what's working. Kickers are one of those positions where they are what they are. They're not going to really step out and start scoring much different. I mean, they can depending on like injuries and such, but McPherson is, let's see, Gano's 9. McPherson is, what is he ranking? He's 14. I think they score more with Chase in there, but go Gano. Go with the guy that's outscoring the other guy by like 4 ranking spots. You know what I mean? It's not like they're neck and neck or anything. Silva, I got 2 trade offers from the same dude. One is my Singletary and Pollard for his Aaron Jones. I would rather have Pollard. I'd rather have Pollard right now over Aaron Jones. That might sound crazy. Does the chat disagree with me? Are we going with the Moon Man, or are we overvaluing the situation? Are we going to be just completely distraught later when Jerry Jones finds a way to get Zeke Elliott 70% of the work later? I would rather have Tony Pollard.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Space Monsters.
Space Monsters, indeed. Does anybody feel like they would want Aaron Jones? I know that's crazy. Pollard. Get 3 Pollard votes. Pollard for Walker. Someone can get Walker. Go get Walker, bro. No, I haven't done voicemails yet, Tyler. I'm going to do that. Pollard's the vote, bro. Pollard's the vote. Go do it live. Pollard is Alec with a $5 holler. Alec, appreciate you, my guy. I really have a good wide receiver depth. Traded Swift and Evans for Walker. I love that trade. Couldn't wait for Swift any longer. What do I think? I think you smashed it.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Not that the other guy did bad. I mean, Swift and Evans is pretty good if he needs to take a gamble and get 2 players. Guys, almost 400 people in the building, 174 thumbs up. If we could get that thumb up button pressed, that would be I'd appreciate that. Alec, that was Alec. Appreciate you, Alec. Thank you very much for your super chat, my guy. Robert Mitchell, thank you again for your $20 holler. Kanks dropping another one here. Should I trade Burrow, Sutton for St. Brown, Montgomery? I think he already dropped that in a super chat. And we were saying don't trade Burrow. However, look, Kanks is not the worst trade in the world. St. Brown and Montgomery are 2 pretty good players. So while I say that I want you to do a different trade, doesn't mean I wouldn't take that at the end of the day if you felt like you needed to mix things up. But Burrow's the best player in the deal, and he's scoring really, really well right now. So it's hard for me. I can't trade Burrow, but that's me. It's definitely a decent move, if you need to make a move. This one's from James. James, appreciate you trying to package Saquon Keenan for Devontae. Saquon and Keenan for Devontae. I mean, Saquon and Devontae are pretty close, and I think most would rather have Barkley like in a vacuum because he's an RB, but Adams might have climbed up above him after last week in some people's minds, so I understand that, but I don't know that I'm giving up anything else. It's like you're giving up the RB. Your survey, JT, Eckler, Saquon, and Walker threw me off. JT, Eckler, Saquon, and Walker threw me off because I have all 4. Saquon or not. What do you think? I don't know. So if you've got Walker, Eckler, and JT and your wide receiver needy, I don't mind trading Saquon for Adams. I would be okay. That's crazy if you've got those RBs. That's fine. That makes good sense then in that situation. But I don't know that I give up anything. They should be a 1-for-1 swap. Jason with a super Higgins and Christian Watson for Josh Allen. I would take Josh Allen and I would run. I don't even care if this is a 1 QB league. Obviously, you need a QB or you wouldn't be asking. I would take Josh Allen and run. Adding to my previous super chat, I have CD and St. Brown. So that was to this one right here. So you're trading Saquon for Adams, and you also have CD and St. Brown. That would be a very good wide receiver room to go along with a very good running back room. I definitely think that that's not a bad move at all. Thank you again, Professor Stroke, for your super chat, my guy. Thank you very, very much for that. Shoddy with a super chat. Shoddy says, trade my Jamal plus Kmet for Andrews. I would take Andrews and run. And Jamal is great, but he's not scoring 3 TDs every week. I would definitely take advantage and get Mark Andrews. Worry about my running back, wide receiver, 2 flex league. Hurts, ETN, Pollard, JJ, AJ, Brown, Olave, Andrews, Pierce, White, Swift and Mitchell, Hollywood, Swift and Mitchell. I like Hollywood. I actually like Swift, in this spot for you. I like your team. I would definitely take Mark Andrews. He's the best player in the deal. And he's got that win a league. I can, turn everything around type potential. Jim, thank you again for your $20 hauler. Appreciate you, my guy. Ronnie Ocho with a super chat. I don't see Ronnie's question. Let me search for it real quick. Ocho, thank you for your super chat. Here's Ronnie Ocho's question. Try and attach it in there. I know you might have ran out of characters, which is why you probably did what you did. Fields, Ramondre, Pierce, Chase, Judy, Andrews, Campbell, Pacheco, Kyron, Tony, playoff lock. Not sure what to do right now with the squad. Okay, if you're locked into the playoffs, then I think you wait on Chase. Pierce or Andrews, you wait on. Pierce is a potential trade piece. I don't know if anybody's interested in coming after Kupp. Some people are, some people aren't. Deshaun Watson, if you don't need a is that Deshaun Watson? I assume it's Deshaun Watson. If you don't need him, and looks like you don't with Geno and Fields, I would potentially go to a QB needy team, try and get a deal done where you send Watson to somebody. Past that, bro, I mean, it's tough because you can't sell Ramondre high, you can't sell Pierce high, you can't sell Mark Andrews high, nor do I really want you to. Pacheco maybe has some value. Pacheco and Kupp for like a Mike Evans, Pacheco and Kupp. Or Pacheco and Kupp to upgrade maybe a Pierce or a Ramondre. If you could get into like an ETN or a Walker using Pacheco or Kupp or something like that, I would look to maybe do that. Past that, there's not a lot you can do other than trade Fields. If you wanted to roll with Watson, if that's Deshaun Watson down there, and you were to trade Fields and get like a Walker or an ETN or somebody of that caliber, which you could potentially do. Or you just roll with what you got and hope that Ramondre and Pierce step up. But those are really the only options you have for that team in my assessment, in my quick assessment there. Appreciate your super chat, my guy. Gabriel, hey, Smitty, should I trade my Jamar Chase and for Alvin Kamara and Godwin? Yes, I would hit that. Godwin and Kamara for Jamar Chase. You don't even know what I like Jamar Chase. I buy Jamar Chase. I hold Jamar Chase, but you don't know what you're dealing with this situation. So if you can get out of it in that context, bro, all day long. $5 hauler from East Coast Tatty. Need some run good vibes, Smitty. Went from 9-0 to 9-2. Throwing some subs out to the Smittyverse. Thank you. Appreciate you doing that, Tatty. To get Lady Luck back on my side. East Coast Tatty.
To the moon.
Always to the moon. My guy, East Coast Tatty. An OG here. Very, very, very loyal member of the show. Blake, Smitty, you missed my super chat the other day. It was JT or Chubb rest of season. You said that, Blake, but I think I saw it somewhere and I answered you in the chat. So I definitely don't mind answering. I'm sorry that I missed you on this one, Blake. I would take JT over Chubb. But I understand why you would want Chubb. I get Chubb's a good player. He's still top 5 capable, but give me JT. I feel like he's more I think he's more protected into game scripts and stuff and such because they can throw to him. Chubb can catch, but they just don't throw to him enough. It's not proven, so I don't know that it's going to change. He did catch a pass and take it. I think he did. That was last week or this week. I felt like it. I was like, why don't they throw to him more during the game? But they don't. They just don't. So I would definitely go with JT. JT's safer for me, especially if it's PPR. But even if it's not PPR, I feel like JT I'd take in the top 5. Chubb would be close. They're very, very close. They're not that far apart. But give me JT. I would draft him over Chubb. So it's an easy decision for me. ESPN Fantasy has Chase starting. Any truth to this? I have not seen anything of the sort. Let me pull it up. I don't know where you're seeing that. But Jamar Chase, non-committal about him returning in week 12. We don't have any news. He could be. They're trying to remain optimistic about it. So there's a chance he plays, but keep in mind that he still feels like he's recently shedded his crutches, and that could just be to keep it, the weight off it. Like he's still putting weight-bearing steps on with the crutches, but trying to do as little every step he takes. But what does that mean for his fatigue? And I don't know anybody that's been on crutches before for a significant amount of time, but the atrophy happens quickly. And if you go on crutches for 14 days, let alone, and I'm not saying he was on crutches for 14 days, but I'm trying to give you a sense of atrophy. Even if you're an athlete and in amazing shape, if you go on crutches for 14 days or more, and I don't know how many days he was on it, you literally have to learn to walk again. It's not something that, like, 14 days, your body, your atrophy, your body, your muscles firing, you literally have to learn to walk again. It's crazy how that works, but and I don't think he was to that point, but the atrophy's definitely got to be there. I highly doubt he's in phenomenal shape and able to go out there and just go full go. But the answer is I don't know. I haven't seen this, but I'll certainly go live. Like KB82, I'll be live if that news breaks. It won't just be something that I'm talking about on my Instagram stories. I will go live if Jamar Chase is set to start. Have Herbie and Allen combo for this week. Pick 2 more to start. AJ Brown, DK Waddle, Dynasty Superflex, half PPR. Okay, you have Herbie and Allen combo for this week. Pick 2 more to start. AJ Brown, DK Waddle, Superflex Dynasty. I'm going Waddle and AJ Brown. I love DK, but that's an easy call for me. Other QBs are Danny Dimes and Goff. Maybe start the rest of the receivers. So pick 2 more to start. AJ Brown and Waddle. If you're telling me you could start quarterbacks as well, it's tempting. It depends on the scoring, what the projection is in your scoring format. If you're talking about starting Goff over one of those wide receivers, but AJ Brown and Waddle are fantastic plays. I have no qualms whatsoever running those 2 out there. Love those wide receivers, bro. And I don't know if trading is off for you, but you could trade one of them. But definitely those are the 2 I start. Waddle and A.J. Brown are potential top 10 wide receivers anytime they're on the field. Do you think Mike White starts? I don't know. It sounds like they don't ever do what I want in New York. Unleash Breece Hall later than we like. Don't play Mike White. They throw Flacco out there, who's only going to do good in the beginning, and then he tails off. He's like Ryan Fitzpatrick. Really great out the gate and then starts to fall off and tail off. Give Mike White a shot. Give Mike White a shot. I don't know that they're going to go that route, Sam. I hope they do. If they start Mike White, it's going to be a fun time around here because we love Mike White over here. And he never got his full chance. He knifed apart a defense, goes out the next game, gets injured. They never give him a shot again. Mike White is a surgeon on the field. Lamar, 8-3. Lamar, Fields, Mixon, Kamara, Pollard, White, wide receivers A.J. Brown, Sun God, Evans, Watson, Hawkinson, Higbee. Any moves to make? Can this team win? 8-3. Lamar, Fields, Mixon. I assume this is a 2 QB league, bro. If not, you needed to have traded one of Lamar or Fields. But if you didn't and the trade deadline's passed, at least you have that secured up. But can this team win? You can trade. Okay, any moves to make? Yeah. I assume that it's not just waiver wire. Okay, so I would trade Fields or Lamar. It's a gamble trading Lamar with Fields banged up. So maybe you try and trade Fields, or you just hold them both, I suppose, if you can't get the right deal. But upgrading Hawkinson or Higbee into Mark Andrews using Fields is tempting. It's kind of a risk doing that, but Mixon into a Kamara, Walker, mixing into a Barkley, mixing into a CMC using Fields, trading. I don't know. I kind of like your 3 wide receivers, AJ Brown, Sun God, and Evans. But would I upgrade one of those guys into an Adams using Fields? Maybe. You'd have to overpay a little bit, giving somebody Fields and a pretty good player. Maybe Kamara into a top 3 running back using Fields. Those are all the options I would be looking at and exploring. Past that, bro, your team is straight fire. I love it. I would focus on upgrading Mixon or getting Andrews, and that's the only thing I'd focus on, using my quarterback spot Fields. But I think it's doable for you, bro. Your team is absolute straight fire. Meat Missile to the moon on that one.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, Meat Missile. Decimate, 6-5 Mixon owner gets P. Ryan, Pickens, Murray off of waiver. Mixon owner get P. Ryan, Pickens, or Murray off waivers. You might want P. Ryan if you're in trouble at running back because of Mixon, but Pickens is the best player, and if you can use him and you think you can survive without P. Ryan in your lineup, if Mixon sits a week, which we don't know if he will, then Pickens is the guy to pick up. He's a very, very good player. But I don't blame you going the safe route. Thank you, Problem Bless, for your $20 super chat. Wide receiver 2, Godwin or Gabe Davis going against Josh and Diggs. Woo! Man. Godwin's probably safer, but I like Gabe Davis quietly more. I don't know why. I can't... What did Davis do this last week? What did he finish with? I'm blanking out on his stat line, his final stat line. Davis is always almost grabbing like a touchdown or big play. He had 5 for 68. I still like Gabe Davis a lot. What's Godwin been up to? Chris Godwin. Godwin's last game was 6 for 71 and a touchdown. Then he had 36 yards, no TDs, 75 yards, no TDs, 43 yards, no TDs, 95 yards, no TDs, 61 yards, 59, and 35. He's got 1 score on the year, but Tom Brady's motivated. They're coming off the bye week. They're playing in Cleveland. Tom Brady's hungry. I probably lean Godwin, but I'm going to tell you right now that I love both of them. And I wouldn't be opposed to trying to get both of them in your lineup, but I feel like Godwin's probably the better, safer play for you. I love both of them, bro. Love both of them. $5 hauler from Mr. D. Brook. Just traded Kamara, Waddle for ETN and Hopkins. Kamara, Waddle for ETN, Hopkins. I think you could argue this one. It's pretty close. I mean, also have Burrow, Chase, Higgins, Walker, Pierce, Rashad White, Kittle. I'd sell Kittle on the high. I don't believe he can sustain this value. I would try and get at Mark Andrews using Kittle some way, shape, or form, bro. Kittle and Pierce for one better player. I would do. As far as the trade, I mean, it's pretty even. I mean, I think Kamara, Waddle might have the slight edge because Hollywood's coming back, and then you don't know what's going on with Kyler. But I don't mind it either way. I could certainly argue either side of that trade. Hero, appreciate you, Hero. Hero says Dak or Geno. Give me Dak. Boyd or Watson. Give me Watson. Thank you for your super chat. And those are arguable points, bro. Trone Force. I'm in a bind with my QBs, Fields and Kyler banged up. Should I try and trade Damian Harris for Jimmy G or wait until they're out and pick up Tannehill or somebody? I mean, Jimmy G's okay. I mean, clearly the offense is loaded and he could have big days, but you know, I would say that's okay. I'm not sold on Damian Harris. You could trade Damian Harris. I'm okay with that. Rate my team. Double flex Mahomes, Hill, Metcalf, McCaffrey. Is that CMC? McCaffrey. Is that CMC? Who's MCC? I think it's McCaffrey. Mahomes, Hill, Metcalf, McCaffrey, Wilson, Kelsey, Palmer, Rashad White. I like it. I'd say that Mahomes, Hill, Metcalf, CMC, Wilson, Kelsey, Palmer, White. I like it. Pacheco's a nice bench piece. Pretty solid squad. The only thing I would even look to do, I suppose, would just be to try and capitalize off Pacheco and use Palmer's big game. Try and trade for one better player. Pacheco or Palmer and Zach Wilson for just a slightly better player. Hill, Metcalf. I mean, maybe you could trade Pacheco and Metcalf for like a slightly better wide receiver. Wilson into an ETN or Walker would be phenomenal using a Pacheco and Gibson or a I don't know if you can get into it using a. I mean, Wilson's. A lot of people like Wilson. It's tough, bro. Let's see, Daniel. What's Daniel saying? What's everybody saying? What's everybody saying in the chat? What's everybody doing in the chat? There seems to be like bickering going on in the chat. Oh, one of my mods take care of that. Tell them to squash it. Who's getting all crazy in the chat? Is somebody like dropping the same thing over and over? Is that usually makes everybody angry? But Tyler can still spam and just won't bother with it anymore. Tyler, don't spam the chat. And whoever's getting all crazy, let's calm down. Some guy's spamming about voicemails. Is it Tyler? Let me see. Let me go look. Don't call people names. That's rude, says Tyler. Tyler, let's not spam, bro. Do voicemails. I think that's what people aren't liking, bro, is you're constantly saying do voicemails. I'm going to do voicemails. Tyler, calm down. Tyler's my guy, so leave Tyler alone. Tyler, don't spam, though. Okay. I'm gonna get to the voicemails as soon as I get through these super chats, Tyler. So hang tight for me, okay? And guys, be nice to Tyler. Make up. You guys are all important in here, okay? So Tyler isn't just some guy. I like Tyler a lot. Tyler's my boy. He's on the Instagram exclusive membership. He's just excited about his voice messages. So just hang tight. Everybody back up off Tyler. Tyler doesn't just want a free super chat. Tyler is a part of the Instagram exclusive membership. So he does actually drop some biscuits on the channel. So relax, guys. Everybody needs to relax. And spamming's okay too. Once in a while, like it's not like the end of the world because someone pastes something 5 times in a row. You know what I mean? Like, are we really gonna kick somebody out because they posted something 5 times in a row? You know what I mean? Like, let's chill out a little bit. Let's warn someone. Say, hey, don't post it over and over. Or a mod could tell them, like, hey, you understand that I unblocked Tyler. See, look, Daniel unblocked Tyler. Tyler's a good dude. There's nothing wrong with Tyler. Tyler was he was excited. Everybody calm down. Somebody wanting their question answered doesn't make them a bad person. Okay? Let's think about how silly that sounds. You know, like, oh, he asked a question 8 times in a row. What a bad man. What a bad man. He's all excited. What a bad man. Tyler's not a bad man. I like Tyler. All right, double flex. Yeah, I think I gave Henderson as much as I could give him. Henderson, appreciate your super chat, my guy. What's up, Jay? Jay says, just traded Gibson and Juju for Pollard. Nice. I like that. I got to go quick through these. Should I trade Pierce and Jamal Williams for Eckler? Only if you like winning. Insane job. Or Pollard and Jamal for Diggs. I like that one too, but I'd rather take the Eckler one, bro. The Pierce one. I still have Chubb, Walker, Zeke. Smashed it, Jay. Absolute phenomenal job with that. $10 hauler from Mamba. Mamba, appreciate you. All $10 haulers get a moonshot Thank you, my kind sir. Burrow, Fields, JT, Chubb, Stevenson, ETN, Rashad White, Pacheco, St. Brown, Hollywood Brown, Garrett Wilson, Watson, Pickens, Kelsey just made a trade getting A.J. Brown and Kamara and giving Fields, ETN, and Watson. So it's a 1 QB league, I assume, right? So you're getting rid of your backup quarterback. You got Burrow and Fields. Fields is banged up. I understand where you're headed with this. So ETN, giving up ETN, you got Kamara, A.J. Brown. I mean, I don't mind this trade. It's a lot to give up. I would say you gave up a ton in the deal, but at the same time, it helps your lineup, and your lineup is the most important thing. I love ETN more than Kamara, but they're close enough to say, give me A.J. Brown into my lineup. I'm okay with this. I don't love the trade just because I hate trading away ETN, but I understand it, and I can Smitty approve it. Not a bad move, my guy. You know, at the end of the day, Kamara and A.J. Brown is a phenomenal duo to put in your lineup when you can still roll with Burrow. Fields is injured. They're still concerned he somehow gets shut down at some point during the season, if not, ASAP. Tyler says, no spamming or chat hates you and says you can't have a cool T-Rex nickname. All right. Well, everybody be nice to everybody. Nobody snap back at anybody either. Just let's go. Let's start over, okay? Anybody that was mad at Tyler or Tyler mad at anybody, start over. Okay? This is not Thanksgiving dinner where Tyler spilled the milk, okay, on the table. Let's start over. We got a new tablecloth on the table. The milk, don't cry over spilled milk. Traded Godwin, Boyd, and Ramondre for Aaron Jones and Debo. Godwin, Boyd, Ramondre for Aaron Jones and Debo. I take Aaron Jones and Debo. Then traded JT and Kelsey and Debo and Aaron Jones for Adams, Waddle, CMC, Hawkinson. Okay, JT. Then traded JT, Kelsey, and Debo and Aaron Jones for Adams, Waddle. I don't know if I like that one. JT, Kelsey, Debo, and Aaron Jones for Adams, Waddle, CMC. It's close, but I think I like the other side better. Then flipped Hawkinson and Hopkins for Najee and Andrews. I guess I like that one, yeah. Final team is Mahomes, CMC, Najee, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Adams, Waddle, Andrews. Very good team, WRM. I think you could still win it all. It's a win-a-league team. No question about it. The only thing I would maybe have not done is I probably would have kept JT, Kelsey, Debo, and Aaron Jones and just tried to do some kind of Aaron Jones only trade. But, I mean, at the end of the day, your team is fire. I just think I'd rather have had JT, Kelsey, Debo, but bro, that's a really, really good squad. Either way, your championship caliber team. Your maybe misstep was like a slight downgrade somewhere, and 2 other trades that were phenomenal. So overall, you did really good. Komet, but traded Slayton for Schultz today. That's fine, and that gives you some trade bait because people need tight ends, bro. Now try and ship one of them away with a wide receiver to get a wide receiver upgrade or a running back upgrade. I forgot to mention that he would straight swap. Okay. I don't think that changes the Christian Silva. Let me see if I can find that. I mean, it's so long ago. Christian Silva, same dude. My Singletary Pollard for his Aaron Jones. I'd rather have Pollard. Yeah. Nothing changes on that one. Pollard all the way. Johnny 2K. Johnny 2K dropping a $5 hauler on screen here. Johnny 2K, appreciate you. Okay, here we go. 12-man need to win out. Dak, ETN, Ken Walker, JT, JJ Chase, Amon-Ra, Taysom, Rashad White, Pacheco. Should I just rock with this team to win out? I mean, it's a really good team. I wouldn't mind upgrading Dak, that's for sure. But ETN, Walker, JT, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra, Taysom Hill, Rashad White's a really good team. I think I would, as long as you can make the playoffs. If you're on the verge, you might want to explore a Chase trade, but he could play this week. He could play this week. I don't know. He may not though. So like trading him away for a Lamb or somebody that's a little bit safer is not a horrible idea. If you need to win now, 5 and 6, if you're not going to make the playoffs, if you need to win out, like you're saying right here, but that's a good team. I mean, you could still win out without Jamar, You know, like if you're starting ETN, Walker, JT, and then your wide receiver is JJ, Amon-Ra, and then Chase doesn't even need to play, or if he needs to be your flex and you could throw in push Rashad White or Pacheco, you might be fine. Like don't freak out and make a bad trade. Chase for Andrews wouldn't be a bad trade because you're getting a lineup piece right away. You know, that's been my go-to move is trade Jamar Chase for Andrews. Maybe get a little bit of something because you're a little bit closer to him coming back. That was advice I gave weeks ago. As it's evolved, you could maybe get more with Andrews to give up Jamar Chase because Jamar Chase is more valuable every week we get closer to him coming back. So maybe you can get something with Andrews for Jamar Chase, and that helps you immediately, and it helps you, you know, the same time all year long. Fields, Watson, 6-5. CMC, it's a good team here. Drop Palmer or Wilson for Pittman. Wilson who? Garrett Wilson for Pittman. Probably say they're all really even. I like Pittman a lot. I don't really want you to leave Pittman out there, but at the same time, I can't really drop. I guess I would maybe drop Garrett Wilson for Pittman, but Garrett Wilson could just all of a sudden start balling out. I think it's very, very even. As far as trades to make, I like upgrading Pierce or Mixon. I worry about Pierce and Mixon right now. I worry about Chase. I worry about your 6-5. If you've already locked into the playoffs, then I understand. You know, I understand you maybe holding off on making any kind of Jamar Chase trade. But if you need wins badly, I would explore trading Kittle and Mixon for like a Saquon Barkley or a Chubb or a Walker or JT. Mixon and Kittle for JT. That would be one of the moves I would try and make. Get JT and CMC next to each other. Pierce and Kittle for Walker or ETN. I love Diggs and Hill. You got a good squad. I would explore. The only thing I'd really explore is the Kittle and Jamar Chase for one better player. Kittle and Mixon, Kittle and Pierce, Kittle and adding Kittle to the mix. Trying to get Mark Andrews using Kittle and Palmer, something like that would be a phenomenal move for you. Sergio with a $10 hauler. We got a $20 hauler here from Sweet Reyes and also from Tyrese. We've got two. Oh, we got three. Russian Collusion dropping another. We got another one. Castro dropping another $20 hauler on screen. We got four $20 haulers on screen.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
1, 2, 3, and 4. Appreciate you. My dudes. These guys stepping up. Castro, 7-4, 16-man Superflex. I have Brady, Goff, C. Patterson. Look at this squad. Rate my team. Thinking of picking up Kyron and Sky Moore on waivers. I don't mind Sky Moore, but I pick up Kyron for sure. I pick up Kyron. As far as your team, Brady, you got C. Patterson, Pollard, Andrews. You need something, bro. You need something. The team's not awful, but it's 7-4. But you definitely need something. Andrews, man, Kupp really hurt. This is a tough one. Pollard and C. Patterson are crafty. Rashad White. I wonder if you could trade you trade Rashad White. God, what can you do, man? Kupp really hurt, bro. I don't know how you're gonna win this. Castro, I'm sorry, man. This is gonna be a tough one. I'm just being honest. This is gonna be a tough one. Maybe you could trade Pollard and Kupp for something. Was anybody willing to take the gamble on Kupp? Pollard and Kupp for something a little bit better than Pollard. I don't know. 16-man though. It's 16-man. But losing Kupp in a 16-man league, losing Kupp is a brutal kick to the nads. But you guys if you don't play in 16-man leagues, you don't really know how this team's survivable. Like, you could, in a 16-man league, we're not talking 12, we're not talking 14, we're talking 16-man league. This team could survive and knock one team off at a time, baby steps. C. Patterson, Rashad White are actually really, really good running backs in this scenario where you lose Cooper Kupp. but it's tough. Grab Kyron for sure. Hopefully Brady steps up big for you. Hopefully Pollard and C. Patterson ball out. I don't know. That's gonna be a tough one. I'm not gonna give you the promo code because this is a 16-man league, but I'm going to say that Castro, this is gonna be tough sledding, bro. I would look to maybe trade. Yeah, I don't know that there's many trades for you to make unless you're trading Pollard for something big. I think you just kind of roll with it, and it's a 16-teamer, man. There's going to be a lot of teams that are struggling. Get Kyron though. I don't really. The only advice I have for this team is to look to maybe sell Pollard high just to get 2 players, but that's the only thing you can do. Definitely go grab Kyron though. Smitty, is this a championship team? 11-0, 11-0. There are very few 11-0 teams, bro. Unbelievable job. 11-0. Unbelievable. Hurts, ETN, Walker, Stevenson, AJ Brown, Ayuk, Dulcich, benches, Burrow, Chase. Yeah, you need to trade one of your quarterbacks if you can still trade. B-Rob, Goddard, Mike Williams, Burrow, Chase, Dillon on the bench. Okay, Hendo and lost Javonte, $1,000 buy-in, 12-team moves, 11-0, need to win this. Yeah, I mean, it's your quarterbacks, bro. I mean, I love having the security of having good quarterbacks, but when you've got Hurts and you also got Burrow and you're sitting on Jamar Chase, which is fine, you're 11-0, you can wait on Chase. I'm trying to upgrade Stevenson, or I'm trying to upgrade Ayuk, or I'm trying to upgrade Dulcich. And you got a quarterback that can either get you into a Mark Andrews, or get Ayuk into a CeeDee Lamb, or get him into a Mike Evans, or get Stevenson into a potential similar player to Etienne or Walker. I would be moving that all day long. I like the squad. Burrow's your key. Jamar Chase, maybe you trade Jamar Chase away for a safer player like Lamb, or maybe you can, reach for a Diggs using Jamar Chase. And I mean, if that guy's QB needy, you could go that route. I'd first start with the person that needs a quarterback and then see what doors that could open. I know you probably already tried to explore that, but that's the key here. Past that, Jamar Chase for a safer player, I would consider that. I would definitely consider that. And only because even though you can wait, you're 11-0, I wouldn't sell him cheap. But if you can go get a guy like, I don't know, would anybody take CeeDee Lamb over Jamar Chase in the chat if you're 11-0? Or do you just wait on Jamar Chase? I just feel like even though Jamar Chase is going to come back in enough time for him, he's 11-0. I feel like why not take a for sure player that's not going to go down, trying to rush back from this hip injury. But I don't know. Jamar Chase is tough to trade at this point. You've waited this long. You're 11-0. Your team's good enough to win. So I think you're in a good spot. Thank you for your super chat. Nothing's required. No moves are required. You'd wait. Brofist says he'd wait at 11-0. Somebody says CeeDee Lamb, give me Lamb. Wait on Chase. Chase. I'd wait. Kind of torn, but maybe like a little bit above that. Go a little bit above Lamb in terms of value. Jace comes back 100%. I don't know if he will. That's the only concern. You know what I mean? Chase healthy puts you over. No. Someone says Lamb. Try and go for like a step up above Lamb then. Jared says Tua, Watson, Saquon, Etienne, Monty, Gibson, Mark Andrews, Godwin, Amari. Whiteboard, would you trade Monty and Lazard or Godwin for AJB or Amon-Ra St. Brown? Monty and who? Monty and Lazard for, God, that's a good trade for Godwin or for AJB or for Amon-Ra. I would rank them in order of Amon-Ra, AJB, and Godwin. And yes, I would take every single one of these. Oh, wait. I didn't do the whiteboard. I'm sorry. Monty, Lazard for Amon-Ra, A.J.B., Godwin in that order. I would take Amon-Ra for that. I would take A.J. Brown for that. I would probably take Godwin for that in that order. I would say this Godwin one is the closest to being even. The other two are home run smashes for me. Thank you, Jared, for the super chat. Phenomenal squad, bro. Rays, what's up, Smitty? 8-3, 12 PPR, Burrow, CMC, JT, Lamb, Gabe Davis, Komet, Pittman, benches, Pollard, Rashad White. I still got a lot of super chats to go, so hang tight, guys. Besides Andrews, is there any other moves or keep a deep bench? So Burrow, CMC, JT, Lamb, Gabe Davis, Komet, Pittman, benches, Pollard. I like the bench that you have. The only thing I'd maybe, aside from like you said, Andrews, would be like trying to upgrade Pittman using Foreman. I know he had a bad game, but people are still interested. I know Pickens and Komet can maybe get you an Andrews or whatever. Pittman and let's see, Foreman, Rashad White, maybe Rashad White or Pollard with Lamb to upgrade into a Diggs. You know, upgrade Gabe Davis into a Diggs or a you probably aren't getting Adams now. Adams is off the table. I like your team, bro. I maybe just a little bump from Gabe Davis to somebody else, from Komet to Andrews, like you said, or Pittman to somebody just using Rashad White or Foreman. Like if you could turn Gabe Davis into Lamb using Rashad White or Pollard or Foreman, preferably keeping Pollard, Rashad White in that order, and then Foreman. So dealing Foreman and Sutton and Gabe Davis, all three for one player. I don't know if people are interested in that. That's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one. This is a good squad. And, you know, the only thing that stands out, I like Gabe Davis enough to not even touch that, to say, like, Pittman or Komet are your two weak links, I suppose. Can Foreman get you even a small upgrade? And I'm talking, like, small. Like, if you could take Pittman and turn it into, let's just see, I'm going to pull up my rankings at thefantasyfootballshow.com. If anybody doesn't know already, you can get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com, where I have year-round rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators, and all that. And I'm looking at my rankings right now, and in a D, you know, like I see a DK, an Olave, a Waddle, a Chase who's injured, a Hopkins. Those all come to mind as players you could maybe trade, like a Gabe Davis or a Pittman with a potential Pollard for. Like if you were to, and I like Pollard, but if you were to turn Pollard into an Evans, Mike Evans, for example, that would be pretty solid, bro. I would definitely do that. Or you just plug Pollard in. I don't know if Pollard can be this Pittman spot. Can that be Pollard? Can you take Pittman out and put Pollard in? That would be okay. Thank you for your super chat. Castro, appreciate you. Russian Collusion, appreciate you. Russian's always dropping super chats and being a huge loyal member to the show, so appreciate you, Russian. You're the man. Thank you, Rays. Appreciate you, Rays. Thank you, Jared, for your super chat as well, my guy. All my $20 haulers. You guys rock. You guys are unbelievable. Ian. Oh, Sergio first. Sergio says, would you trade Mixon and Ayuk for little T. Higgins and Rashad White? Mixon and Ayuk. I wouldn't trade Mixon. I wouldn't. I feel like that's selling Mixon low. Mixon 1 week ago was worth so much more. You need to get way more than that, Sergio. I like Rashad White, obviously. I like T. Higgins. I like little T. Higgins. But Mixon's got way more value than that. Don't let 1 week have you selling him like dirt cheap. You know what I'm saying? Ian, with a $10 hauler.
To the moon.
All $10 haulers get a moonshot, my man. Ian says, Smitty, only fantasy show there is. Thank you. Great job. Give it to me straight. I am SOL with Swift. 14 teams fighting for a playoff spot. Have to play him for now due to the injuries on my team. Are we out 100%? No. Swift is practicing the most he's ever practiced. So if there is a week that he turns it around, Ian, it would be this week or next week. It would be going forward. I'm hopeful that Swift gets more and more work. I'm not saying I feel that it's guaranteed by any means, but I'm hopeful, Ian, that he starts getting more work. So I appreciate your super chat. You're not SOL. Have a little faith in him and actually enjoy whether it works out or not. Because if he does come back and do something for you and you make a run because of him, you're going to be very, very pleased, and it'll be kind of a fun climb for him. I'm not... Jared says, so Godwin, Monty for A.J. Brown or Amon-Ra. I would take A.J. Brown or Amon-Ra plus White. Absolutely. A.J. Brown and White or Amon-Ra and White, I'd run for the hills, bro. Over Monty and Godwin, personally. But that's me. I'd rather have Amon-Ra over A.J. Brown right now. You know? Thank you, Jared. Appreciate you, my dude. Spacula says, check my trades in Sniping Sons of Bees League. Okay, I'm going to do that right now. Let's see. This is like almost collusion here. You're like, Spacula is sending me a super chat about a trade. You're not gonna sway me over that, because that would be wrong. Sniping SOB trade. Let's read this out loud. Spacula always gives me some of the, no offense, Spacula, but the easiest to reject offers that are known to man. Okay, no offense, Spacula. Spacula wants me to receive a 2024 first rounder, which is very far out in the future, in Joku. And he gives me, so far, 2024 first rounder. Here, let me put it on screen. Let me put this on screen here. Spacula, your trade offers, no offense, bro, but I mean, I do this for a living, okay? I do this for a living. You're probably not going to rip me off, you know, Spacula. I appreciate you. The lube job with the $9.99 super chat ain't bad either. Like, you know what you're doing. But you're messing with the veteran. Okay, so Spacula offers me, this is in a follower league that Spacula's in. He offers me Njoku and a 2024 first, like this window dressing, and gives me Hurts for Mahomes and Kelsey. Now, that's just not going to fly. Now, it's a dynasty league, but Kelsey's got at least 1 year left. He's got at least 1 year left. This isn't the worst. This is probably the best offer Spacula has ever offered me, by the way. This is probably the best offer I've ever gotten from Spacula. Where is he? Spacula's dropping. So I'm going to say no, Spacula, but I appreciate your super chat, and you didn't convince me. He's got me another offer. And Njoku, Hurts, Rondell Moore. He's adding Rondell Moore now, taking away the first rounder. Oh, Spacula. Oh, Spacky. Oh, Spacky boy. I just want to know how your mind operates on these. Like, do you go like this? You're like, I'm gonna take it away now, and this is what Spacula offered me now. Took away the first rounder, made it a 2024 second rounder because he's adding a Rondell Moore and getting my Elijah Moore. No. I do appreciate you, Spacula. Oh, man. Trying to make me look the fool in front of my live audience. I don't think so. Keep one rest of season, Standard League, White or Swift. Give me Rashad White. But I do like Swift. I do like both of them, but give me Rashad White. Travis with a super chat here. Hurts, A.J. Brown, CD, JT, CMC, Dulcich, Rashad White, Pacheco. Okay, let's see here. So, Andrew. Okay, so Eli Komet for Andrews, Jeff Wilson. Okay, CMC, Eli, Mitchell, Komet for Andrews, Jeff Wilson. No, CMC and Komet over Andrews and Jeff Wilson. This isn't even close. No, Travis, not the CMC side with Kmet is crushing the Jeff Wilson and Andrews side. I like Andrews, bro, but Kmet's close enough. There's not even close. No. It's completely disapprove. Bowling offered Godwin and Sutton for St. Brown. I'd rather have St. Brown. Guy countered me with St. Brown for Pacheco, taking this to the bank. I'd rather have St. Brown over Pacheco. St. Brown, I love St. Brown. I like Pacheco, but that's a smash on the St. Brown side. Appreciate your super chat. This one's from Chase the Ace. Appreciate you trying to upgrade my tight end. Andrews owner wants no receivers. Think we can get Kelsey using Higgins or Lockett, Curtis or Christian Watson and Freiermuth. Got Donovan Peoples-Jones and Hollywood Brown. Think we can get Kelsey? No. You couldn't trade Higgins, Lockett, Watson, and Freiermuth, and Peoples-Jones, and probably 2 more players and get Kelsey. That's not going to happen. Kelsey just exploded. Kelsey is going to cost the most he'll ever cost you this season. You can't go chasing Kelsey after a monster 3-banger game, bro. There's no way you're getting Travis Kelsey. And you could put all those players together, multiply them. They could have babies and have 3 times the value that they have right now, and the guy's still going to say, no, I'm not trading you Travis Kelsey. You could certainly try, but I don't think you're getting him. Andrews is attainable. Kelsey's not. Past that, I don't know what other tight end situation you have. I'll definitely work it out with you, but this is not going to happen. Freiermuth is like capable of being like the 3rd or 4th best tight end in the league after the top 2. So I don't know that you can upgrade him because those are the only 2 players that are really considered major upgrades. So I'm kind of okay with you having Freiermuth, but no one's going to take. I mean, I'd give all that up for Andrews, upgrade from Freiermuth, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any big deals to dilute your team, to try and get Kelsey because he's going to take everything you have. And he probably, this is probably one of those players you can offer everything you have and they're still not going to take it. I'm on Raw and Call of Duty Murray for Hurts. I'm on Raw and Lat Murray for Hurts. I'm stacked at receiver already. Yeah, if Hurts is a massive quarterback upgrade for you, I take Hurts and run because Hurts is steady Eddie. Brofist Brad update, got it done. Higgins, Foreman for Sun God. Smash that, Brad. Update, that was last week of the deadline. Nice job, Brofist. You did good, bro. Wallace dropped a super chat with nothing attached. I'll go try and find that a little later, Wallace. Try and include your message in the super chat, guys. Get it done, Andrews to the moon. Thanks, Smitty. Shoddy, got him.
To the moon.
You got Andrews. I don't know. I forget what the...
Got him.
But attaboy, Shoddy. Appreciate you. Shoddy to the moon. Shoddy's my dude. Sergio dropping a $10...
To the moon.
All $10. Get the moon shot, baby. We've got a couple $20 haulers, I think, that came in, so I gotta drop those up. I'm sorry, I missed that. Mark Cleveland with a $20 hauler. Football fellas with a $20 hauler. Both of you. I see you, Mark. Mark Cleveland says A.J. Brown and Sanders for Walker and Lazard. A.J. Brown and Sanders. I take Walker. Mark. Let's call Mark Cleveland. Let's call Mark Cleveland up. Mark Cleveland, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
I couldn't hear you. Go ahead.
Mark Cleveland, you are live on the Fantasy Football Show, by the way. You're live.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
You're live. I see that you have a trade here in the $20 super chat. I appreciate that, by the way. You were able to get rid of A.J. Brown and Miles Sanders for Kenneth Walker and Lazard, correct?
Well, that's what we was talking about. Yeah.
One of the other two. Does anybody disagree? Does anybody disagree? He's got to take this trade, right?
It's a three receiver league though, and it leaves me Gabe Davis, Justin Jefferson, and DPJ. Donovan People-Jones.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks to get rid of 2 players, but, I mean, you got to take that trade. Let me just make sure the chat agrees. But, I mean, Walker is in the top 5 or 6 overall for me going forward. I love A.J. Brown, but he's a borderline second-round player. You know, like, we like A.J. Brown. He can play like a top 12 overall player, but he's not locked into the second round. It's Skywalker, man. Is that on the table, or are you just talking it?
Well, he's told me to send it, and I sent it. Now we was talking about it.
I hope he does it,
I
Mark.
also sent it with just him and Dulcich for Walker. Which one would you rather do?
Who would Dulcich instead of who?
Dulcich and AJ Brown for Walker.
Oh, if you can keep Sanders, keep Sanders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about your tight end situation, but pick up Taysom Hill, whatever. They're going to use him more. They say, and he did get 9. What did he get? Like 9 carries. So definitely.
Yeah, I got Njoku and Dulcich, but I'm probably gonna drop Dulcich.
Oh yeah, if you got Njoku, that's fine. I would definitely give him. I'd give him. Look, Mark, I'd give him Dulcich if he needed Dulcich too. But if you could keep Miles Sanders, that might get vetoed though in your league. AJ Brown
You never know.
for Walker. I don't know if I'd mess around with that, because if it gets vetoed, then he's probably not going to do it. He's going to be all scared off of doing it and amending the trade. Make sure it makes sense with your veto process that you got there. It's a weird veto process in this league. Make sure it's going to line up before you.
Trades through for sure.
Yeah, but go get Walker, Mark. Appreciate you. Call me back if you have another question, man.
All right.
Thank you. Mark Cleveland, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Cleveland. Appreciate Mark Cleveland. He's on the text line. Those are the perks of being on the text line. You drop super chats like Mark Cleveland. You're on the text line like Mark Cleveland. You're going to get Mark Cleveland treatment. We're giving him the Mark Cleveland treatment. Let's give football fellas some of that treatment here with a $20 hauler. I have Tua, Walker, Dalvin Cook, CD, Amon-Ra, Tony, and absolutely no flex option. 14-man PPR. It's tough. I just got an offer for CD Lamb. Should I take it? Devontae Smith and Singletary. You can get Devontae Smith and Singletary for CD Lamb?
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
No, football fellas. I'm not letting you take that trade, not on my watch. Look, Singletary's okay, but this person's trying to rake you over the coals because you have a gap in your flex spot situation. No, Lamb is worth 100,000 more than that offer, bro. 10x. There's no way. There's no way I'm doing that trade. That trade is really, really bad. But I appreciate you, football fellas. And if I was looking at your team and trying to figure out what to do, I would say maybe with Tua, Walker, Cook, CD Lamb, Amon-Ra, you got a good squad. I'd hit the waiver wire. Before I'm making any moves, I think, because I like all the players you have, minus maybe trading Cook into like a ETN and something. If you think the person that owns ETN thinks that Cook's worth more, then swap those two and try and get a little bit of a player for your flex situation. Cook into, I suppose if I'm looking at RBs to divide Cook into 2 players, I would say ETN, obviously, and if you can't get that, then I understand. Yeah, I don't think I'd divide them into anything lower, because I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth going into the Aaron Jones area or territory. I'm going to go ahead and say I would hold off. I would trade. I like CD Lamb and Amon-Ra, bro. I would trade Cook, but that's it. If I can get ETN, I'm doing it. Try and get something. That's it, man. Other than that, you hold. Your team's good enough to hold. Don't get crazy. Don't trade away your studs. Mark Cleveland, appreciate your super chat, Mark Cleveland. Sergio, would you trade Mixon and Ayuk for White and Little T Higgins? Would I trade Mixon? No, I already said no to this. Little T Higgins, no. Gabe Davis and Ayuk, yeah. Get more for Mixon, man. Get more for Mixon. I feel like you can get more for Mixon. I don't know what more you could get for Mixon. I would say, Mixon and Ayuk just had a day. You should be able to trade this into an ETN or Walker or, I don't know. I don't know. What else could he get? Let's see. Let's go to my thefantasyfootballshow.com rankings. What did you say? Where are you going, Smitty? Yeah, I'm going to thefantasyfootballshow.com for year-round rankings, bold predictions, text advice, year-round type stuff. ETN, Kamara, Walker, Chubb, Barkley, all those are potentially capable of being had using Mixon. Dalvin Cook, I'd even take Dalvin Cook for that package, the Ayuk. Try to get every single one of those names before you do anything else. Appreciate you and your super chat. Sup, Smitty, can you yell at me and amp me up for my playoff push? 5 and 6, Burrow, Walker, ETN, Chase, St. Brown, DK, Rashad White, Pickens. You got this, bro. I can yell at you. Burrow, Walker, ETN. You have 2 running backs, Walker and ETN, that are coming fresh off the bye, Nicholas. They're ready. This is what they've been resting for. This is what they've been waiting for. They haven't been overworked. They're ready to rumble. Jamar Chase may or may not come back. You may need to explore trades for him if you need like the win next week and he's not playing this week. You still could probably pull it off, though. DK and St. Brown and Rashad White, Pickens, they're all stepping up at the right time. You've got a team that can win and knock off one person one after the other. There's no one here I don't like. The only thing I don't like is that Jamar Chase may or may not sit for you. So like trading for like a Lamb or someone like that might be smart for you in your situation. Doesn't mean that I would... he's a mile behind on Super Chats. Be patient. Thank you, Henderson. Yes, I am. I'm sorry. Jim, trade deadline this week. What do you think of trade Hopkins and Rashad White to Fournette owner for Tyreek or Mixon and Pierce or JT? I like JT and I like Tyreek using Hopkins and Rashad White. I doubt you're going to get that. That's like asking for a $100 bill and saying, what do you think? Should I take this $20 bill and go trade it for Bob's $100 bill? It may work. You never know. But JT or Tyreek they're a mile above D-Hop and Rashad White in terms of trade value. Mixon and Pierce for D-Hop and Rashad White, that's doable, but I don't even know if I like that, to be honest with you, because Mixon, I like him in the right context, but I also like trading him away more than I like trading for him. Pierce, I'm worried about. I love Pierce, but I can be honest with myself. I'm not somebody that digs my heels in. You guys know that about me. It's adjust and adapt season. Pierce worries me. You know, he should worry you. He's two games in a row where he hasn't delivered. He gets game scripted out. I still like him. I wouldn't sell low. I wouldn't drop him. I wouldn't bench him unless you got better options that are clear as day better. I still like him, but would I trade out of him? Yeah. Would I trade for him? Not really. Are Mixon and Pierce the right moves, the right players to go get? Probably not. But if you can get Tyreek or JT using Hopkins, Rashad White, and even another player equivalent to Rashad White, I'd smash it all day. All day long. Smitty, I know you answered my super chat yesterday, but I didn't hear what you said. Is there a way I could ask it again and not in a super chat? Yeah, K9, let me know. Ask me again. Say that you ask me again. Say, hey, Smitty, here's my super chat from yesterday. Just say that in the thing. Smitty, this is my super chat from yesterday, and then ask me the question, okay? And I'll try and get to it. This one is from Mbala. 8-man, 2-flex traded Hopkins, Swift for ETN roster. Hopkins and Swift for ETN. I don't mind that. It's a lot, but I don't mind it. Your team, ETN, Walker, Mitchell, tight end is Taysom Hill. Your wide receivers are Adams, Gabe Davis, Peoples-Jones, Pickens. I like it. That's a good move. It was a lot to give. It was definitely some depth, but I don't mind doing it. What do you think about my situation? Can you win? I think you can. I think Walker, ETN, Jeff Wilson Jr., and then Adams, and then your quarterback Joe Burrow. I don't know, who's your quarterback? Josh Allen? QB Josh Joe. Is that Joe Burrow and Josh Allen? If so, and it's a 1 QB league, that's where you need to focus on trading one of those out. If you've got both those as your super flex starting quarterbacks, you are even better than I thought as far as, chances of winning. But if it's a 1 QB league and you got both those quarterbacks, then trade one of them. Just traded Cooper and Gibson for ETN and Juju. What do I think? I think you got greedy asking for Juju. Could have thrown the whole deal off. Absolutely love that 2-for-1.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I mean, I'm sure Juju was his drop, but yeah, unbelievable trade there. Cooper for ETN. How'd you even pull that off? Asking anything else extra at all may have weighted that down a little. That was phenomenal. Yusuf, hey Smitty, 8-man, 5 and 6, QB Geno Fields, running back Saquon, CMC, ETN, wide receiver St. Brown, AJ Brown, Muth is your tight end. Can't get Andrews or Kelsey. And for insurance, should I get Pacheco or Rachaad White from waivers? Absolutely get Rachaad White and Pacheco off waivers. I don't know who you would drop though, because this can't be everybody. But I would certainly go and do that. But you can't get a tight end upgrade. Then if you can't, Muth is arguably 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we don't know where Muth is. That the tight ends after Andrews and Kelsey are very, very close. So I would just hold what you got there. You got 2 really good wide receivers. You got phenomenal running backs. If it's a 1 QB league, then Fields is perfect. You're set, man. There's not a trade you even need to make. And if you can't get Andrews, then you just hold still. But definitely go get those cuffs, bro. You need them. And, it does depend on who you got to drop, though. But I think it's definitely a smart move for you to go get those cuffs. Want to grab Hopkins from Needy Team. Geno, Dak, D. Watson, Walker, Mixon, Zeke, Rachaad White, Pacheco, Dylan, Waddle, Olave, Christian Watson. If you want to get Hopkins, I would use Watson and Zeke. Watson and Zeke would get that done. I bet you. That would be good. Pickens and Zeke, Watson and Zeke. Pacheco straight up for Hopkins. Pacheco and Zeke maybe, but I'd rather keep Pacheco. Those are all very, very, I think, feasible potential moves for you. This one's from Bass. Bass says, you think I am good, or should I make a move via trade or waiver wire? I have Hurts, Cook, Stevenson, Gabe Davis, Hopkins, Jefferson, T-Bass, Cardinals, D. I don't need a tight end. I think you're good. Dalvin Cook, Stevenson, Gabe Davis, Hopkins, Jefferson. The only thing I'd maybe look to move is like Stevenson or Cook, using like Stevenson and, oh man, I don't know. I'm a little worried about Stevenson. I like him, but I'm still a little worried about him. I don't think you can trade any of this. D. Hopkins, Gabe Davis, you got to sit tight. There's no real sell high opportunity for you. Hopkins, Gabe Davis, Justin, unless you're trading Justin Jefferson for like a St. Brown and like an ETN or something, bro. I would explore that. Go see what JJ could get you, but it has to be 2 absolute monsters. It can't be a Lockett in a player like Walker or ETN. It's got to be 2 ETN type players for JJ. If you can pull that off, bring it to me first. But other than that, I mean, you kind of got to stand pat because there's no real sell high players. And your team's good enough. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just don't see anything that's going to make you better. 10-man PPR, 1 QB, Kyler, Tua, running backs, Walker, ETN, Barkley, C. Patterson, Hopkins, Olave, Mike Williams, tight ends, Kelsey. Trade C. Pat for Godwin or keep the running back depth. ETN, Barkley, C. Patterson, White, Hopkins, Olave, Mike Williams. I probably do take Godwin. I feel like you could use the wide receiver depth a little more than the running back depth, so you have a 3-and-3 type of situation. But I wouldn't blame you for going either way. I'd rather have Godwin. I like C. Patterson. I don't know. What do you guys think, Godwin or C. Patterson? Could you guys vote in the chat, Godwin or C. Patterson? Which one are you guys rolling with? If you could choose Godwin or C. Patterson. You got his situation right here. He's got ETM, Barkley, and actually, yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot when I was looking back up. I didn't see Walker again. Walker, ETM, Barkley. I feel like you need the wide receiver more than you need the running back. Now that I see you got 3 running backs, definitely go. I would go get Godwin. Go get Godwin. You could use Godwin because C. Patterson's your 4th running back. I am 9-2. Okay. Nice job, bro. Nice job. Thank you, Castro, for your super chat. Mbala with another one. 2-player, 1 keeper. 2-player, 1 keeper. Drafted 1 waiver. Let's see. 1 drafted, 1 waiver wire. Goes in the 10th. in the draft. Walker in the 11th, so he'll go in the 11th. Should I make Hall or Pickens or Joe my 10th next year? I would probably make Breece Hall your 10th, bro. I still love Breece Hall. I have a feeling, this is just my gut. I have no evidence whatsoever. This is totally guesswork. But I have a gut feeling that Breece Hall is going to be a very, very quick recovery. It's not going to feel like the Barkley one where it's like, when is he going to be ready? I have a feeling we're going to hear really good things. He's very young. His knee injury was not super like complex. It was bad. ACLs are bad, but I have a feeling Breece Hall is going to come back and look really good right away. Smitty he adds Higgins to the trade. I think you mean if he adds Higgins to the trade mentioned earlier with Burrow and Sutton for St. Brown, Monty, and Higgins. So Burrow and Sutton for St. Brown, Monty, Higgins. I'd probably take St. Brown, Monty, and Higgins, I guess, and roll with A-Rod was your quarterback. I'd probably do that. If you feel like you can't win with Burrow, I don't mind that move. And then try and flip it. Try and flip it a little bit. Try and get some other moves going after that. But that is pretty good. You're getting a lot of talent there for one quarterback, and you do have A-Rod, who's not horrible. He's not Burrow, but you're getting good talent there. But definitely try and flip it and upgrade it. Let's see, 12-team PPR. Walker, ETN, Josh Allen, Chase, McLaurin, Kelsey, Foreman. Very, very good squad. Pickens, Dillon. Trade Kelsey, McLaurin for Diggs and Gibson. No. I'd rather have Kelsey and McLaurin over Diggs and Gibson, I believe. It's arguable. Like Diggs over Kelsey's arguable, but I think that after that game, man, after that week 11 just load drop by Mahomes and Kelsey, I don't know how you can make that move when McLaurin's pretty darn good. You know, like McLaurin's he's not amazing. He's not an elite wide receiver one in his current situation, but he's good enough to where I say I'm probably not making that move. I'd rather have Kelsey, the positional advantage. I know Diggs is fire, but you also got weather in December for Diggs in gang. So, Smitty, can we send Peyton Manning to the moon? The Lions are 3-0 after he did a ritual to break Bobby's curse. Let's go. By the way, you're the man. Thank you, Sick Nasty. Peyton Manning to the moon. I'd send Peyton Manning to the moon anyway. I have no problem sending Peyton Manning to the moon. Anytime anybody wants Peyton Manning to the moon. Thank you, Sick Nasty. Appreciate you. Thank you, Football Fellas, for that super chat earlier. And I hope you were okay with my being hard on the trade offer just to emphasize my stance on it. I hope you're okay with that. Football, are you still here? This is a $10 hauler from my boy Kevin. Kevin dropping the super chat on screen here. Kevin says QBs, Dak, Watson, running backs, Cook, Jacobs, Monty, Patterson, Jay Will, Adams, Waddle, Higgins, Pittman, tight ends, Andrews. Nice job. 7-4. Tied for first. Any moves? Cook, Jacobs, Monty. Don't love the running back room comparatively to the wide receiver room, you know, and Andrews and the tight end. So I mean, like, am I looking to upgrade Monty and Cook for one better running back like Barkley or Etienne or Walker? You know, I would definitely look to do that. Or Jacobs even better. I'd probably keep Dalvin Cook, trade Jacobs and Monty for Etienne or Walker. Trade Cordell Patterson and Jacobs for Walker or Barkley or something like that. Keep Adams, keep Waddle. Higgins is expendable if you need to trade Higgins and Jacobs for one better running back. Higgins and Monty for one better running back. Higgins and Patterson. Monty, Patterson, and Higgins all for a top 5 running back I would do. Would I even trade to get a wide receiver? Trade Higgins and Jacobs for a top 5 wide receiver. I would do that in a heartbeat. Part of me wonders if JJ is attainable cheaper than he should be this week coming off his last week, and people kind of tired of his up and down. Even though people say he's number 1 overall player one week, you see people are fickle. They're up and down with him. Maybe you could trade Jacobs and Higgins or Cook and Higgins for JJ. I would explore that as well. Past that, your team's fire for a reason. You're 7-4 for a reason. I like it. Marker fund by Kilpatrick.
To the moon.
He and Vamp keep my marker fund completely going, so I need to order some more markers. Thank you, Kilpatrick and Vamp. Kilpatrick is Vamp's assistant when it comes to the resources around here. I super chatted almost out of time. Is my super chat almost out of time, says Wallace. Wallace, you super chatted. Look, I got you right here. Wallace, you super chatted, right? And you didn't include it. So, I mean, let's see. I think this is a question that you asked before. So, I mean, like, Wallace, don't blame me. You said a super chat. It wasn't in there. But, Wallace, we got you. Fields, Allen, Hopkins, Adams, Christian Watson, Chris, Godwin, Kelsey, running back, CMC, JT, Swift. Made some good trades. Did I win it all? 10-team, PPR, 8-3. He wants to know if he won already. Let me get in my time machine. Let's see. Fields, Allen. I assume this is a super flex because I have no idea why you have Fields and Allen and haven't made any trade to get rid of one or the other. Hopkins, Adams, Christian Watson, Kelsey. All right, let's go to the time machine. Let's go tell this guy whether he won. Kelsey, his running back, CMC, JT, Adams, Hopkins. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm going in the time machine. That's a loaded team. Let's get to it. Let's take this to his room. And this is not Roy's room currently. This is Wallace's. This is Wallace's room. Okay, so Wallace. Psst, Wallace. 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 I see you're awake. I'm from the future. I came to tell you, you didn't win your league. Calm down. It was your fault. Yeah. You kept two quarterbacks. You were 2.5 points away from winning the championship. The difference maker was keeping those two quarterbacks, not trading one away with one of your other players to upgrade. I'm sorry, Wallace. Go back to sleep. Wallace, I appreciate your super chat. Tough luck on that one, man. You'll get him next year. Okay. Very good squad, by the way. Almost cut it. You almost had it. Kilpatrick, thank you again for the marker board fund. Thank you, Wallace, for the trip down memory lane. Traded Saquon Peoples-Jones for Devontae Adams and Herbert Eckler. Wait, what? Traded Saquon Peoples-Jones for Devontae Adams. Herbert Eckler, Okay, you're just reading your team after Herbert. Okay, so sometimes this code I got to break here. Traded Saquon Peoples-Jones for Devontae Adams. I'm okay with either side on that. We talked about it earlier. I love both of them. So Herbert Eckler. I believe that CeeDee Lamb smashed against Eckler. Devontae, Walker, JT, Kelsey. Your bench is St. Brown. Phenomenal squad. Hollywood, IR, start Lamb or St. Brown. God, you almost need to make another trade. I would probably go Lamb is safer, but I don't know how you sit St. Brown. I don't know how you can sit St. Brown, bro. That is tough. Chris with a $20 super chat. Chris. Appreciate you, Chris. My boy. Smitty, I'm fighting for last playoff spot. 10-team full PPR. My league vetoes any unfair deals because your league is soft, bro. Your league is soft. You're not soft. The league is soft. What moves can I make? Herbert, CMC, Jeff Wilson, Swift, Jamal, Mitchell, Schultz, AJ Brown, Keenan Allen, Kirk Olave. Jeff Wilson and like a Keenan Allen for Man, a Walker ETN would be nice. Swift and Keenan Allen for an ETN or Walker would be nice. A Swift and Keenan Allen for a CD Lamb or above would be nice. I love Olave. I don't mind getting Olave in your lineup, bro, on the regular. A.J. Brown and Olave, your two starting wide receivers, and you trade Keenan Allen and Swift and Jeff Wilson all for one bigger player, honestly. All right, appreciate your $20 hauler, but that's you have a good squad. You have a good squad. Upgrading Jeff Wilson will be critical here. I would love to see you upgrade Jeff Wilson, bro. Jeff Wilson and Keenan Allen for even like, or Swift. And I don't mind rolling with Swift either. Like if you end up trading Jeff Wilson and Keenan Allen for one better, let's say you get a Keenan Allen and Jeff Wilson for like what wide receiver could you get? Let's say you ended up getting like CD Lamb. Then you could roll with Swift. Your team's good, but you definitely have some potential to trade. This one's from Kambala again. Or Mbala. Mbala says, if you can look at my chat, my roster wasn't Jeff, it was Jamal. If you could look at my roster again and review it, and it's a 1 QB plus a deadline is passed. Okay, Mbala, let me pull this up again. Where was it? Right here. Okay. 8-man, 2 flex, traded Hopkins, Swift for ETN. I like it. I liked it again. 1 QB, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. I mean, that sucks to have both those quarterbacks. You said it wasn't Jeff, it's Jamal. What did I say here? Jeff Wilson. Oh, Jamal Williams, JW. Okay, that doesn't change anything. I still like your team. Nothing changes, man. Jeff Wilson, Jamal, they're both playing pretty well. I like Jeff Wilson a little more, but like that's a good. Jamal Williams is a good player. Walker, ETN, you're fire. You're straight fire. Your quarterbacks, that's the only thing I feel like you're gonna regret. Kind of like what was it, Wallace or whatever his name was. Who was it? Who did we go to? Wallace. Wallace's room. Like, hey Wallace, wake up. I like your team, Mbala. I think you could definitely win it. I'm sorry the deadline's passed. I wish I could help you more with a trade, but not everybody trades for quarterbacks, so it's not on you. You know, it's not the easiest thing to do is to trade a quarterback, so I understand where you're coming from. Blind with a super chat. Jay Williams and Godwin for ETN. I take ETN and I run, bro. Maybe throw in Pacheco. I'd rather not throw in Pacheco and Rashad White, but if you got to throw in one, I'd throw in Pacheco over White. I really want to keep White. Smitty, same question, but trade deadline is passed. Kevin, I'm not sure what we're talking about anymore at that point. Let me put you over here and I'll search for what we're talking about, but you're giving me way too much credit, assuming I know what that even means. Tanner, non-PPR, everything's got to be self-contained in the question, or I'm not remembering anything we're talking about. Non-PPR, trade A.J. Brown, Connor for Godwin and Kenneth Walker. I take Godwin and Kenneth Walker, and I run. And I run really fast away from the veto police. My dude, they're coming for you.
Got him.
King 25, code 428. Dispatch veto Popo. Popo's been dispatched.
Appreciate you. Tanner, you're my guy. Chris, super chat. Snazzy. Saquon and Christian Kirk for CMC and Pierce. Saquon and Christian Kirk for CMC and Pierce. Give me CMC and Pierce, bro, over Saquon and Kirk. Even though Pierce is a little bit of a risk, that is a smart move, given that the two quarterbacks are pretty similar. Wallace, thanks and add to the marker fund. Thank you, Wallace. Wallace gets a standing ovation. Wallace, I appreciate you going back in time with us. Hopefully you enjoyed that, Wallace. And then this is the final super chat of the evening. Rate my team, Smitty. Thank you. I feel like I got some fire on the squad. So you got Herbert, you got Herbie, Walker, ETN, Higgins, Lamb, Kelsey, Rashad White benches. I like it. I like it, bro. I think you're in the money. I mean, ETN and Walker, you can't get more exciting than that running back duo right there. Lamb and Higgins, I like it. I think you need either Higgins or White to step up big to be a difference maker, to be able to knock people. You need Herbert to continue to ball out, and you need one of those two to step up to be, I think, the most dangerous team around. So you got this, Kyle. I like the squad. Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate you. And that's all she wrote for tonight, guys. Kevin, let me see if I can see Kevin's. And if I missed any super chats, would you guys please let me know in the comments with a bunch of red question mark emojis. You missed my super chat, Smitty. I'm going to answer every question. I'm going to answer every question I get in the next 24 hours in this video. Test me. Smitty, same question, but trade deadline is passed. I don't know what we're talking about here, Kevin. Any moves? I don't know what I'm doing, Kevin, with that. You said any moves, but the trade deadline's passed. What are we doing? I'm confused, Kevin. I've been live for almost 3 hours here, so. Super chat, Zinski, Pollard or Keenan Allen? I want Pollard. Doing it live. Guys, I'll probably be back later tonight. It'll be a little bit after midnight Eastern. We'll do a Q&A session. I'll do the voicemails on that show. Apologize for the delay. My Instagram voicemail group, I'll get to you on tonight's show, I promise. So Tyler and everybody that's waiting, let me see if I can play Tyler's voice message real quick. Hold on. Tyler. We don't want Tyler getting upset. Tyler.
Damian Pierce or Deebo Samuel this week?
That was old. The answer is Deebo. Oh, this coming week. Deebo. The answer is still Deebo.
Trade Deebo Samuel, Damian Harris, and Garrett Wilson for Jamar Chase.
Let's hear that again.
Trade Deebo Samuel, Damian Harris, and Garrett Wilson for Jamar Chase.
Probably hold Deebo in that situation. I don't know. I'm tempted to say give me Jamar Chase if you can weather through everything, but I don't know. Deebo's a little safer, but what does the chat think? Would you rather have Deebo or would you rather have Jamar Chase? I have Dak, Geno, Watson at QB. Who do you keep? Dak, Geno, Watson. I probably keep Dak and Watson if it's me. I know Geno's been playing good, but I think I'm gonna pump the brakes on assuming that's gonna be a regular thing all year long. He doesn't tail off or dissolve before our very eyes. But that's, Geno's been proving people wrong every step of the way. But I still think those two fantasy football options are better. So give me those two options. Appreciate you all. I'll see you tonight about midnight Eastern. And I'll get to the voicemails during that show. We'll answer some phone calls. We'll do some more super chats. We'll do whatever you want. I'll see you tonight. Appreciate you all.
Smitty, you're not hearing me. I don't know a lot about fantasy football. I know everything about fantasy football. Woo! You know...